This is the 27th Annual Mayor's Cup, sponsored by King's College and Wilkes University.
Welcome to Ralston Athletic Complex. We're at Schmidt Field in Edwardsville, Luzerne County. Today, for the 27th time, King's College and Wilkes University will battle for the Mayor's Cup. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bob Ide. Amanda Cool will be on the sideline. She'll join us shortly. But one-time coach, assistant coach at King's, assistant coach at Wilkes. Welcome home, Jan Cechek. And let's talk about today. The weather's beautiful. The leaves are green. There's no snow. What's going on here?
We have the first game of the year, and it happens to be the Mayor's Cup. And that's due because Wilkes changed their conference to the Landmark. So that's why they're playing today on this beautiful day in September.
Well, they met 10 months ago, and Wilkes won that game 58-42. So in the offseason, what did Kings talk about? Giving up those 58 points, communicating on defense. It will start with 8 seniors returning on defense, including our spotlight player, Joe Carcio.
Joe Carcio, the senior defensive back. He's the quarterback back there making those calls that are going to be key this year. He had 146 total tackles in his career, 14 for losses and 4 interceptions.
For Wilkes, they return a lot of players on both sides of the ball, but one guy we did not see in the Mayor's Cup last year was their starting quarterback at the beginning of the year, Isaiah Rodriguez. He's a big, strong kid.
Boy, Isaiah Rodriguez, 6'5", 240 pounds. He went 6-1 as a starter last year, threw for almost 1,400 yards and 11 touchdowns. He is quite the playmaker.
Let's talk about keys to the game. First for the Monarchs from new coach Skylar Fultz.
Well, Skylar Fultz wants to feed off of the rivalry, and he also wants to do a great job communicating on defense because he felt that was their breakdown last year.
And for Jonathan Drock's Wilkes team?
Well, special teams, and capitalize on the turnovers.
Hey, it's beautiful. We love it when anytime these two teams get together, is a big game. Well, it's a big game because it's the first one of the season. On the other side, we'll have the kickoff and the starting lineups. It's the 27th Annual Mayor's Cup game between King's College and Wilkes University.
This is the 27th Annual Mayor's Cup, sponsored by King's College and Wilkes University.
Beautiful afternoon for college football. Both teams ready to open their 2023 season. But before we talk about that, let's talk about this rivalry. Let's go down to Amanda on the sidelines.
Thanks, Bob. Well, as you guys know, this rivalry dates back 3 decades, and today is the 27th meeting in the Mayor's Cup for Kings and Wilkes. What makes today unique is that it's being played as the first game of the season instead of the last. Wilkes beat Kings in the last game of the season last year, and the Colonels lead the Monarchs 16-10 in Mayor's Cup wins and overall wins 23-12. The Mayor's Cup not only represents a battle for bragging rights in Wilkes-Barre, but it also showcases these 2 outstanding schools. Throughout the game, we're going to have a chance to learn more about both schools as we talk with school leaders as well as some students.
And we talk about the distance between each schools. It gets shorter and shorter every year. Jan, a block away, there's Jonathan Drock here with Wilkes University. His 6th season already, the 9th coach in Wilkes history. He's 27-14 overall, and a pretty good job for him. And the first year for Skylar Fultz, 8 years as the offensive coordinator. Jeff Nahr resigns. He takes over. He has a lot of confidence, and it was a nice transition to have someone who's been in the program take over.
It is, especially for the kids and recruiting aspect, that he's very familiar with what Kings' expectations are for student athletes. He knows these kids. He knows how to recruit. He was a local recruiter up in Northeast Pennsylvania for a year. So, being the head guy now, he's excited, and those butterflies are flying right now.
Dylan Mann to kick off for Kings. They won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half. Back to receive. Looks like J.J. Forden and Talik Jarvis. And we are set for the 27th Annual Mayor's Cup game. A little bit early, but still a lot of fun. And college football is underway in northeastern Pennsylvania. Bowden from his 6 has a hole. Good return up to the 33-yard line. So our first opportunity to see the 6'5" quarterback from Lebanon, Isaiah Rodriguez. As Coach mentioned, 5-1 overall, 1,400 yards a season ago. More importantly, he led his team to a 6-1 record.
It's going to be really interesting to see, because last year we saw the quarterback that came in as his replacement was more of a runner. Isaiah is more of that passing type, so we're going to see a wide open offense today from the Colonels.
A year ago, Wilkes averaged 29 points per game, 370 yards overall. That was second in the MAC. They are now in the landmark. So new opportunities for this Colonel team, but they want to keep the winning going. Rodriguez to the air. Out quickly hits his receiver, Devin Higgins, another returner. Higgins last year 3 touchdowns. It's good for about 6.
Rodriguez pass.
You'll see this again on the replay, RPO action. Nice ball, little high. First one of the year, that's okay. Brought down by number 2, Teron Sherrod from Pennsbury down in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Rodriguez last year's big game was against Alvernia. 335 yards and 3 touchdowns in that. The team looked very good on offense, did the Colonels, when he was in the game. Split back. This is Jules' first carry. Elijah Jules hit behind the line of scrimmage. A great job by Colin Hazelton from Mid-Valley to stop the attack for Jules. Here is the offense the Colonels will throw out today. A lot of players we'll see throughout this game. Jules just ran the ball. We saw Rodriguez. Receivers, a lot of returners. We have Grover who caught it, Devin Higgins, Jimmy Johnson, and Jason Dean, a big sophomore from Blue Mountain. This is where the strength may be of the team, Coach. Billy Anderson returns. He's from Mount Carmel. A very big offensive line, but more importantly, a lot of experience.
Huge, 295 pounds average on that Division III line right there. And we just saw Mauro Garino last play get in action with that pulling guard.
First third down opportunity for both teams. Wilkes last year 35% on third down. Downfield overthrows Dean. Kings holds, and we'll have to punt for the Colonels.
Incomplete.
Oh, it's what we would expect. First series, they're trying. It's that boxing match to see what they're given. He had the receiver just saying he had some time to throw. There wasn't too much pressure on him. He just overthrew his receiver. And that will be taken care of. You know, Coach Drock right now with that offense and how high potent that he runs at, you know, he's going to talk to him, tell him to settle down and just get into the groove.
Orlando to punt it. Last year averaged 38.5. Did have 6 inside the 20. Back to receive, it looks like Michael DiGregorio. Nice high hanging kick. Fair catch, nope. DiGregorio from his 15. Out to the 20. So who is the new quarterback taking over for 3-year starter? Tyler Moore will getting the start today. Russell Minor Shaw from Radnor, Pennsylvania. Archbishop Carroll. See a lot of zeros up there, Coach, but he's been in the program a while.
He has been. He's been a student of this offense for the last few years. Now it's his time to shine. And when you get that as a senior coming in to be your starting position, especially quarterback, you know he's going to try to take control and have a great game tonight.
We will also see Monmouth transfer Johnny Gilchrist from Riverside this afternoon, number 16. One thing, the strength of this team will be the running game. Over 100 yards per game last season for this team. And they go right to that running game right off the bat. Haley, the sophomore who had 512 yards last year, up for a couple. Here is this offense for Kings, who lost their last 2 games of the season last year. Haley, McCombs, and Shaw, quarterback. Receivers, a lot of experience, couple of Forge guys in there. And up front, again, they are experienced as well. A lot of juniors and seniors in there for this Kings offense.
And they average 291 pounds. So the average goes to Wilkes by 4 pounds.
Draw. Haley taken down by Adesio, the junior, brings up a third down and short.
Well, Kings saw something on the inside that they keep attacking. That's 2 plays that they've gotten good yardage on. Inside zone and then the draw.
They want to go fast. Shaw, handoff. Defense there. no room. Great stop by Devon James, the junior from Boiling Springs. And on the first series for Miners Shaw, the punt team has to come out.
Well, what a great statement by the defense right there. Goes for the inside zone, cuts back to the outside, but look at that. 4 blue jerseys right around him.
3 returners on that defensive line, Coach. But Michael Goulet from Scranton Prep comes in as a first-year transfer. He'll get the start at defensive end. We'll take a look at the Wilkes starters on defense on the next series. But a lot of experience up front, and it showed right there. Prado in to punt, 34.6 average a year ago. Low kick, he did that last year a lot. Takes a Kings bounce, and it will roll all the way to the 27-yard line. Talked about that Kings defense, they need to communicate better, but one thing they also have, a lot of returners up front. Letsom's a senior, Thomas a senior, Solomon a senior, Levine, all seniors and all returning. Linebackers, this is where they lost 2 guys, Hazelton, Rupert, Rito, and Sherrod is a senior, Barber a senior, Carshiel senior, Amir Gibson a junior, but all with experience, all names we saw in the last time these 2 teams met.
And that's what Coach is counting on, having 8 returners on the defense there that he knows if they can communicate, they won't have that breakdown they had last year where they gave up 58 points.
Here comes back, Wilkes is back out after the 5-play drive, out to Jules in the flat. Hazelton takes him down, nice gain of 8.
Rodriguez pass completed to number 4, Jules.
This is just a back flaring out from the backfield. They couldn't cover him with the linebacker. Great call, great ball security in there. Look at that, great hits. I love seeing how they're gang tackling out there because they're not going to go one-on-one because these athletes can get away from you in a heartbeat.
This defense last year gave up 20 points per game, just over that, but again, 58 in that Mayor's Cup. Kings ended up losing their sinus in a playoff game the week after that. So a lot on the line for Kings. They want to show they're a better defense. Jules, small hole, shoots through it, and it is the Colonel's first down past the 38.
And they just go with the outside zone, the power game in there. You saw number 77 in your screen, Mauro Garino, 6'2", 310-pound junior, leading the way.
A well-balanced team for Wilkes. 165 on the ground last year, 205 through the air, 370 overall, as I mentioned. Just 8 sacks given up, which is credit to that offensive line.
That's actually a very admirable statistic to have.
Jules fights through. The 5'8" junior uses all of that to get up to midfield.
Jules on the carry.
Watch this inside. Again, outside zone. Watch him. He's just low to the ground. Really reminiscent to me of Darren Sproles, the way that he runs in there. Low to the ground, and his shoulders are square, and he's going to hit you before you give him a hit.
Looks like Jig Silver, number 95, is also a senior who took him down from behind. But 2 first downs now for the Colonels, trying to get this offense going. Four-man rush for Kings. They're going to go long. Nice spiral pass, and has a receiver. Is it good to Jimmy Johnson? No. They say he's out of bounds.
Number 3, Johnson, incomplete.
Little breezy here at Ralston Stadium, or excuse me, Schmidt Stadium in Ralston Fieldhouse Complex.
Yeah, the wind
steps back. He had plenty of time, stepped into it. Johnson makes the grab, but unfortunately was driven out of bounds.
2nd and 10 on the Colonel, 49.
The wind going, looks like left to right on your screen, so it's behind the Colonels. I'd say it's about 3 to 5 miles an hour, maybe a gust to about 10. But it's tough. We're up on the side of on the media, up on the press box, so it's tough for us. Rodriguez keeps it. Hazelton says, "I see you." Loss of 6. Colin Hazelton, Mid-Valley, a senior.
Tackle made by number 41.
Well, that makes number 17 tackles for, 2 tackles for a loss. Nice job. Look how he just wrapped up on the leg there. And that's not what Rodriguez's strength is, running the ball. He was looking for a pass. Now, right now, I would imagine possibly a screenplay coming in.
So Hazelton with the stop puts Wilkes in a 3rd and long early on in this game. Rodriguez out again, has Jules. Jules, can he get near the first? He fights, he's going to be short. It's in Monarch territory, and he's about a yard short, Coach, and Drock might go for it here early on.
Well, the Monarchs are playing a man-to-man, but someone didn't pick up the back out. So that's got to be, again, what we talked about earlier. One of the keys for the Kings is going to be that communication. They've got to communicate better to make sure that all the backs and receivers are locked up.
6 play on this drive. Jonathan Drock on the Kings side, but why not go for it? Last year, 9 of 24, 34% on 4th down for this Wilkes team. Defensively, Kings had 34%. Timeout. We'll take a break. 7:34 left in this game. We'll take a quick timeout here on my TV. Nice crowd on hand, getting a little tan today, Coach. Out in the sun, about 75 degrees here in Edwardsville. Opening a college football for the Landmark and MAC. Wilkes versus Kings. Mayor's Cup on the line. 4th and 1 now for the Colonels. A little end around to Johnson, and he's going to fall forward. And right at the 40, he has another first down for the Colonels, who keep this drive alive.
They just coming off just inside. It's just, you saw like just a little pitch right in there. I was almost say shovel pass, but he didn't even extend his arms. He just flicked it with his fingers. And they got that key first down to keep this drive alive.
Johnson last year, 10 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Back to Jules behind the big line. He has a hole. Jules shoots through up to the 30. Gonna be a yard short of a first down, but Jules carrying the way so far.
They're just gonna keep feeding him the rock. He's being successful. Inside zone, inside. Look at that. It just creased it. He creased him up inside for a good 9 yards. Makes 2nd and 1 call so much simpler.
Jules early on in this game in the first quarter averaging 4.7 yards per carry. Leading the way for Cardinals down the field. 8th play of the drive. Rodriguez rolls. That's actually Xavier Powell came in, number 0, the guy we saw last year in the Mayor's Cup game. 5'11", 180-pound junior from Poughkeepsie.
And right there it is on the the rollout play. Just let him a little bit outside, but right now, here comes our Rodriguez is coming back in.
So I was honest, Jonathan Drock said he would play both quarterbacks, and he's true to his word. Powell getting a series, or a play I should say, here in the first quarter.
Well, I think he wants, Coach Drock wants to get both his quarterbacks some reps early in the game to get the blood flowing and knock that rust off.
Jules bobs and weaves, and he shoots through for a first down.
Number 4, Jules with the carry.
That will move the chains.
Kings doing a great job with their 4-2-5 defense right now. Defensive line really did a nice job on that. I mean, it was short gain. It gave them enough for the first down, but they're playing pretty stout up there. Their defensive line is averaging 246 pounds.
So 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Johnson resets. Rodriguez with the 4-man rush in his face. No pressure, has tons of time. Can't find anyone. Rodriguez fakes it, pulls it in, and gets a big hit out of bounds. about 7 to the 22-yard line, and showing his big legs, Isaiah Rodriguez.
Well, they did a crossing pattern underneath, and then he went to his checkdowns. He did 1, 2, 3, didn't like what he saw, and took matters into his own hand for a +7 yards.
Carcio with the stop, a gain of 6. Good protection, though, by that offensive line. Messina, Polachek, Anderson, Garino, and Searle.
And the Monarchs secondary on that last play, Bob, did a nice job with their coverages, too, not allowing any receivers to get open.
Rodriguez looked like a screen. Jules pulls it in, but that defense is there for the Monarchs. Rupert made a nice heads-up play in second down now, third down.
He sniffed that out really well. That he just did. He stayed at his drop to his hook the curl, came right back up and stuffed that run.
3rd and 5 on the Monarch 25.
12th play of this drive. They've gone 50 yards so far. Wilkes today 1 for 3 on third down efficiency. Kings wants to stop here. Hands it to Jules. Cuts through, gets a block. Jules, a first down and more. Crushed out of bounds. First and goal, Wilkes from the 5.
When we look at this replay, I want everybody to watch number 2, Zane Grover, the wide receiver on the outside with his stalk block in here. You'll see him. This is the key right here coming up on your screen. Look at that, inside. He's got his hands inside. That's perfect job. Talk about stalk block teamwork. Great job to spring in for that extra yardage.
Kings takes their first charge, time out of the half.
King's College is excited to host 3 distinct visit opportunities this fall. Discover academic excellence and vibrant campus life at Fall Open House on November 12th. Learn more about King's state-of-the-art facilities and accredited engineering programs at Engineering Your Future Open House on September 23rd. Or dive deep into the world of cutting-edge health sciences programs at the Health Sciences Open House on October 21st. Register now at kings.edu/visit.
Be sure to check out the scan and QR code at the entrance of the stadium for a copy of today's digital game program. Check out the
Bob Idonsi, Amanda Cool, joining us here for the Mayor's Cup game. Beautiful afternoon for football. Wilkes on the roll, 13-play drive for 70 yards. First and goal, Colonels from the 5, and Elijah Jewell has taken over this game. 6 carries, 47 yards, 7.8 average. You know, this is a guy not big in stature, but tough player.
As Jules goes, so do the Colonels. He really is, I think, an underrated running back coming into this league now. He's setting a landmark on notice.
Jules behind his 2 fullbacks. Couple yards, that's about it. A little bit closer, about to the 3.
Like that, Carcio from Monarchs comes right on up, fights off the receiver, gets a hand in there. Again, big-time help from number 33, Jake Rupert, the junior from Malvern. When you run that wide-out offense like Wilkes does and Kings does, when you get down inside the red zone, it sometimes limits you because now you can't stretch the field the way you wanted to earlier.
Same formation. This time it's going to be the 6'5 quarterback who tries to get over. No signal yet. And they're going to say he's short. Hazelton pulls out a shoe, throws that back. Everyone gets a kick out of that in the stands, as do we.
No pun intended?
No pun intended. So it'll be about a yard short on this long drive for Wilkes. Just wearing down this Kings defense.
3rd down and 1.
It is a beautiful day, but again, when you're looking at the turf, you got to add about 8 to 10 degrees difference when you're playing on that turf.
Speaking of turf, brand new turf here, even from when we saw last year.
Last
they
year.
Must have done it pretty quick. It's beautiful. It feels great. I'm going to sleep on it here tonight. Jules, why not? Can't get in. What a great job by the Monarchs defense.
All right, Jameel Thomas, the senior, 5'10", 250-pounder from Upper Darby, does a nice job coming in. Takes on the block, plugs the hole. And look at that, just a host of white jerseys there to make sure he cannot get in.
The runner was short of the goal line. Number 4, offensive player helmet came off. Must leave the game for 1 play.
So Jules has to go off. His helmet came off. So 4th down. 17th play of the Wilkes drive. Crowd on their feet. Movement all over the place. Who moved first? Who moved first? Colin Hazelton from Kings says Wilkes did.
There's a flag on the play.
Our first flag is going to mean something here. Our referee today, Kyle Summer.
Snap infraction. Number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So they call it on the center, Billy Anderson. Jonathan Drock is out already talking to the officials, wondering how could the center move? But more importantly, it backs them up 5, and here comes the punt team and call this a win for Kings defense. What a job by this defensive front who gave up big points last year in this game. They hold on 4th and 1.
And Volpone trying for the field goal attempt.
4 of 7 last year, as long as 31. They'll place it down at the 14, so a 24-yard shot for him to complete this drive. First one of the year is up and hits the upright. The Monarch faithful happy. Kings holds, and a 16-play drive goes for naught. Woo! We'll take a deep breath on that. Amanda has a special guest, and let's go down to her now in the tent.
That's right. Our guest right now is Joey Zavorsky. He's a Wilkes University student and a member of the men's basketball team. Joey, as a student athlete and management major, how has Wilkes supported you in your leadership opportunities?
Yeah, Wilkes has definitely supported me in my leadership development and opportunities. As a management major, obviously, I learn a lot about managing people, becoming a better manager, and being a student athlete on top of that. I get to practice that in person live, so it's great.
You had an amazing opportunity to intern with Mountain Productions. How have your studies at Wilkes prepared you for that?
Yeah, I would say my studies at Wilkes prepared me for Mountain Productions, kind of just giving me the confidence to walk in and know what's going on, know how to talk professionally, and be able to present my ideas either formally or informally, in the workplace.
They trained you pretty well for interviews too.
Oh, maybe.
What are you most looking forward to this academic year?
There's 2 things I'm looking forward to. One, my courses, they're very interesting, and I think they might play a big part in shaping my future. And 2, the basketball season. I play with my best friends, they're standing right there. And I strongly encourage anyone watching to come out and support Wilkes men's basketball this year. We want everyone there.
All right, Joey, thank you so much, and good luck this season. Bob, maybe we'll get out to a game this year.
Maybe we will. They have a brand new turf and a brand new floor at the March Center over at Wilkes, so get on out, check out Landmark Conference play. That means we'll see Wilkes against Scranton again, Wilkes against Susquehanna, and Lycoming. And on the field, Minus Shaw showing he has the legs, and they pick up their first down of the season, does Kings College.
Russell Minor Shore is 6'1", 225 pounds, but he looks a lot bigger in person. I'll tell you what, he's very, very a thick young man and did a great job with that run.
Also completed his first pass. So let's see if the momentum Kings can stay with it. They get it out to Schreiner. The junior falls forward. Another first down for the Monarchs.
That's nice to see the Monarchs getting into a rhythm here. Quick on the RPO and a real quick release. Great job by Schreiner to go into the dead zone. Does a curl pattern. There's no one around him. An easy first down.
So it's the first game of the year. It's the rivalry game. Of course, both teams are up for it, but we always talk about those adjustments between week 1 and week 2, and they will make them. Here comes the blitz. They get it out to the flat. Nice catch.
Minor Shaw's pass, complete to number 26, Robinson.
Number 26 on the catch is Brennan Robinson. And we'll bring up that topic when I come back and we come back on the other side. 1 quarter in the books. We're scoreless in the Mayor's Cup game. Nice crowd on hand here up on the hill at Schmitz Stadium in the crowd. Both sides packed. Everyone excited for college football, including us and Coach. What's the difference between playing in this game at the end versus the first game of the season?
Well, there's so much to this game. I mean, there's so much depth to it. It used to be at the end of the year, if you were having a bad season, you could rally against it. It's kind of like an Army-Navy thing where, you know, you can make your season with that one win. But now you're setting the tone for the entire season. But again, they're not going to let it define themselves if it doesn't go their way. So it's kind of, I like it. It's exciting. It's a beautiful day, great venue. And to start off, to see what your kids are made of for the first game with the closest rivalry in the country, you know, it says a lot about the coaches and their preparation and these players, their dedication to this game.
So John Washington with the stop on Brennan Robinson brings up 3rd down for Kings on this drive. 4th play of this particular series. Here comes the blitz. They get it over the middle. DiGregorio has it. Makes a couple moves. Steele Hess runs downfield, makes the tackle, but the Monarchs are inside Colonel's territory for a 1st down.
This is a nice catch and go. Look at this. There was nobody there. He went right in between the linebacker and the corner. He curled up inside, and we saw him do this when he was at Old Forge. Very elusive running back.
1st and 10 on the Colonel 39.
So nice little drive being put on by Minor Shaw. His first start here at Kings from Archbishop Carroll, well-known school for football. Sat the bench behind Tyler Moore for 3 years. That's dedication.
Well, he knew his time was coming, and I'm sure, you know, Coach Nard told him, just be patient, just be patient. And now, you know, all the fruitions come to fruition, all his hard work and dedication. Whoa.
Pass incomplete. There are flags on the play.
As expected, some extracurriculars after that. People not happy about some hits. We'll take a look at it again as the referees will discuss these penalties.
That's the one thing that this game does have a tendency to get heated at times and contested. Here we go. Fake it. He rolls to his left. He did get rid of the ball, I guess.
Adesio.
Yeah, you know, he got rid of the ball and he got hit, and then, you know, number 26, Robinson, took offense to that. And again, you always have to protect your quarterback.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the pocket, and the ball made it past the line of scrimmage. After the play, personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 26, offense. A 15-yard penalty reinforced from the spot.
So Robinson didn't particularly like what Adesio did to his quarterback. He'll take the penalty. It backs Kings up a long way, and it'll bring up, should be 4th down.
Well,
that was a 1st down play, so it is 2nd down, excuse me.
Oh, it's still 2nd and 25 to go.
Yeah.
But that's a play that, you know, I understand the emotion that Robinson had on that. You know, took exception that his quarterback got hit, and that just sends a statement to the whole team, like, look, let's rally around our cue. Let's keep this thing going. And I'm sure Coach Fultz is telling them you have to do it with composure.
Shaw, the keeper, pulls it out on the RPO. Nice gain over midfield.
Boy, I like this. They went with the RPO, and they actually pulled the left guard, left tackle for play action. And, boy, he did a nice job gaining some of that yardage back. Still a lot of real estate to get that first down.
3rd and 19 for the Monarchs.
Shaw here escapes one would-be tackler. Rodriguez puts it down, and he's going to be well short of the first down marker. So it'll be 4th down now for Kings and 12 yards to go, and the punt team will come on.
93, Chris Rodriguez for the Colonels. Does a nice job getting pressure. He's just got to wrap that up. Good heads-up play. He got 9 yards back, but still, he got 6 yards on that rush. But still, you're 4th and 13.
Number 80, Prado, back to punt for the Monarchs. Number 2, Grover to receive.
So Prado back to punt. Keeps it away from Grover, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback for Wilkes. We're scoreless here, 11:55 left in the half. Wilkes had the opportunity down to the 1. Kings held, got a penalty, and the field goal from the Colonels was off the mark, and that's where we stand
On the 20.
right now. So right now, I would say, Wilkes has the advantage just because of the way the offense is playing. But Kings defense stepping up again, not giving up any points.
And Kings offense started to click. They started moving the ball, and you can see just how costly a simple penalty can be. It just stopped that whole drive. Right now, the Colonels have the ball starting at their 20, and they're coming back out with their balanced spread offense. So we'll see what Isaiah Rodriguez dials up.
Play action. Rodriguez, a ton of time, can't find anybody. Nice strong arm. Hits his receiver in stride. Jimmy Johnson for an 80-yard touchdown pass from Isaiah Rodriguez.
Boy, Isaiah Rodriguez, RPO fakes it, rolls to his left. And again, for a right-handed quarterback rolling to his left, and to throw that ball in a dime, an 80-yard strike to number 3, Jimmy Johnson, from the senior from Maryland, gets the Colonels rocking and rolling here.
What a strong arm from Rodriguez. Galpone on for the PAT. Well, that's what the Wilkes offense can do if it gets going. The kick is up, and it is good. 11:43 left in the half. Wilkes is on the board. They lead 7-0 in the Mayor's Cup game. Well, they're pumping it up here at Schmidt Stadium. Their home team, Wilkes, on the board. They lead 7-0 over Kings' 27th annual Mayor's Cup game. Here is this touchdown pass again. Rodriguez showing off that strong arm.
Look, he rolls to his right. And again, that was a 40-yard ball in the air like it was nothing. Like he made it look so effortless. And the one thing I'm noticing, and we didn't watch him play last year, he doesn't get rattled. He's very tough in the pocket, steps up, goes through his progression, and he's been successful finding the open receiver.
Orlando has it teed up. Tyler Carey deep to receive. Oh, and going out of bounds and catching the ball was Jane Haley. And unfortunately, he stepped out at his own 3. So Kings 97 yards away from tying this one up. That's not where you want to put your first-year quarterback in, a 97-yard opportunity. But the Kings will have the ball at the 3. Skylar Fultz, there you see him in the middle. First-year head coach,
Monarchs will take over
8 years as the offensive coordinator. And he had the luxury of the last 3 to having Tyler Moore, a very good quarterback. And that offense, last year, they started out last year 8-1 overall before losing their last 2 games.
They really did, went on a huge roll last year. Russell Minor, sure, the quarterback. Again, they've been in this situation. Coach Fultz has been the offensive coordinator, so he's not like panicking or worrying like, okay, we're starting at our 3-yard line. So
Haley, nowhere to go. Angel Ramos pulls him down. Defensive line for Wilkes, very talented. Ramos, a senior from Parkland.
Number 23, Haley, with the carry.
Like Osman as well. And Steele Hess, number 97 from Whitehall with the tackle. Second down. Shaw, we saw his running ability at 6'1", 225. Going to be close to a Monarch first. They do. They move the chains. So they get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
I was just watching local player number 41, Michael Golay from Scranton Prep, attack number 60, Zachary Terran Wimmer from Liberty, who's 6'3", 330 pounds. Michael gave him a good ride for his money, but again, there was a little bit of holding action by the offensive tackle, and the official said something to him.
Middle screen set up, but Steele Hess was right there. Somehow Haley caught the ball. Surprised Hess didn't pick it off.
And I was just talking the praises of Michael Golay. They just did a stunt, and he gets that first hit on the quarterback in there. Again, great job. Track and retrace your steps there. Make sure number big 97, Steele Hess, didn't allow that running back to break free on that screen.
Hess has everything on his resume of being a senior. He doesn't have an interception. So that was pretty close. Steele.
That was close.
Yeah, he would have loved that. Quick in. Good defense, a nice catch. Tyler Carey out of Old Forge makes it third down.
Well, Bob, I'm going to reminisce a little bit. When I coached defensive line here, I had an exceptional young man, Julian Morales, who had 2 touchdowns in the game as a defensive lineman. One was a scoop and score, and one he just put his 6'5", he put his hand up, and the ball stuck to his hand, and he just sprinted in for a 22-yard touchdown.
Robinson on third and short picks up 1. The punt team now will have to come back out for Kings.
Well, I liked on that play, numbers 97 for the Colonels. Steele Hess did a great job tracing and tracking down the running back on that play.
On the 22 for the Monarchs.
So Prado comes back out to punt with the wind behind him. Back goes Zane Grover. And the drive that started at the 4 stalls. Low kick. Grover picked it up at his 44. Has a lane. Up through and into Monarch territory to the 38. Great field position for this Wilkes offense.
Well, Coach Drock emphasized special teams. They took advantage of a low kick. Grover looks it in, takes it, and does a great job with the return. This is 2 returns now on special teams that have set them up in great field position.
So, welcome to the Mayor's Cup, Isaiah Rodriguez, 6 of 8 at quarterback, 110 yards and a touchdown. That's a 75% completion average. Not to take that all day long.
Not too shabby for the first game of the year, considering we're still in the first half.
So now this Kings defense will be pressed. Good field position for Wilkes. Jules trying to get the block and just carries players. There's the rugby scrum, the push, still at his feet. Oh, Jules almost broke out of there. They finally pull him down. Thomas did.
Number 4, Jules.
And we have an injured Kings player. Nope, he just runs off the field. That was Jake Rupert who lost his helmet. But how about this scrum?
This was amazing that they just went with that outside zone. He cuts back in to the pile, as you said, Bob, the scrum, and he moved it for another 3 yards to make it 2nd and 3.
Jules over 1,000 yards last year for this team as a sophomore, 160 carries. Already today, 9 carries, 56 yards, 6.2 average. And they give it back to him. And the reverse. Grover's gonna Pass. That's Xavier Powell, and Powell goes in for a Wilkes Colonels touchdown. Zane Grover hits Powell. Little trickery from the Colonels.
Kind of, I guess we'll call that the Wilkes-Barre special. Nice job. Look at that. Nobody covered him coming out of the backfield. Wouldn't expect it. And we knew Xavier Powell, he does a great job with the runs. Last year, he had 243 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, we know that young man can run the ball.
So 2 straight possessions from the Colonels to get this offense rowing. 14-0 to score. 6:7:58 left in the second quarter.
It was neat to see a little trickery coming this early in the season. And again, it gives all the momentum right now to the Colonels. Now, if Kings now can get a nice drive together when they come off with some points, whether it's field goal or touchdown, you know, they know they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
It took a quarter, but finally Wilkes gets things rolling. 2 straight drives. They're outgaining Kings right now over 100 yards. They run 22 plays for 198 total yards, as does Wilkes. Kings 17 plays, 80 yards. So they're pumping things up here. There you see Tyler Carey. Again from Old Forge, came back for another senior year. Let's talk about a lot of seniors on both these teams. You say they were seniors last year. That COVID thing is still kicking in. They still get an extra year. This is the last year, though, they can use it.
And you know, why not use it? They're taking a minimal amount of classwork. That way they can concentrate on football, and they can have a great senior year. Another senior year. Their last senior year, I should say.
Number 42, Orlando to kick off for the
So Orlando tees it up. Again, Carey back to receive. Last time Haley stepped out of bounds. I should say Robinson stepped, no, it was Haley out of bounds, excuse me. And that gave Kings bad field position. The punt gave Wilkes good field position, and the rest is history, another touchdown. Haley from his 10. Out past the 30 to the 32. Amanda has another special guest inside the 10. Let's go down to her now.
Joining me now is Dr. Chris O'Brien. He is the Dean of Health Sciences at King's College, and he's also the Associate Clinical Professor of Athletic Training. Chris, as the Dean of the Health Sciences, what are you most excited for this year?
Well, I'm excited. Our homecoming's in 2 weeks on September 16th, and we're going to be celebrating 2 milestone anniversaries in the health sciences. We're going to be welcoming back our 45th anniversary class of 1978 physician assistant students for a celebration. And we're also going to kick off our celebration of the 25th anniversary of our athletic training program. Our athletic training program is the only accredited program in Northeast Pennsylvania. An interesting fact on today's game, over 75% of the athletic trainers taking care of both Kings and Wilkes athletes are Kings alumni.
Speaking of alumni, what are some other success stories from your program?
In our athletic training program, we have our alumni working in the NBA with the Brooklyn Nets and Utah Jazz, several NFL teams, the XFL, and many high-profile Division I programs like University of Miami and Michigan State, to name a few. Going back to our physician assistant, they're also very successful. They're in Sloan Kettering, Yale New Haven, Duke Medical Center, Johns Hopkins, and we have alumni even working as far as Alaska and Hawaii.
That is so impressive. Can you tell me, do you have any other new programs in the health sciences program?
Yes, in the last decade, we've been able to add programs, whether you're a first-time college student right out of high school or a working credential professional that wants to further your education in exercise science, in nursing, nutrition, and the college's first doctoral program in King's College history, occupational therapy.
Amazing. If a student is interested in coming to King's and studying one of these programs, what should they do?
Come visit us. We're going to have an open house on Saturday, October 21st. Just go to kings.edu, click on the visit button to register. And what's going to be wonderful about that open house, it's going to be in our Dr. Richard Abbas Alley Center for Health Sciences, right in the heart of Wilkes-Barre on Public Square. If you think you want to go into a helping profession, you know, you kind of like health, but not what area, you're going to get to experience all of our programs that day.
Amazing. Well, a lot of hard work going out with all your athletic trainers out here today. So thank you so much. And guys, we'll go back to you for the action.
Thank you, Doctor, and thank you, Amanda. Great things happening at King's College as their students return. All seniors getting ready maybe for their senior year. Freshmen coming in away from mom and dad for the first time. And on the field, Shaw tried to do his best, but nobody was open. And we're going to have, I believe, a timeout on the field from Kings. They will on 4th and 1. Skylar Schultz is going to think about it. His team down 14-0, 6:43 left, you see, in the first half. Coming up at the half, we welcome in both presidents to chat with Amanda. It's always great to hear what's happening at both local colleges, who basically just have taken over the city of Wilkes-Barre, which isn't a bad thing. So preseason polls are out. What do they mean? Do they mean anything? It's just a judgment, right? So we'll see the MAC preseason poll. Kings has actually picked 3rd.
Well, it does mean something. That's because the fellow coaches are doing the voting when they have the conference meetings. So, I mean, there's a lot of respect given when you get up there, like I said, number 1, number 2, number 3. Now, again, you don't see, how come we don't see Wilkes in there? Well, they're in a different division right now. That's why. So, Stevenson down in Maryland is always tough. Widener is usually, has always been the front runner along with Del Val. But again, it's neat to see some new schools in there. Eastern Alvernia, Lead Val's now coming into this, staying with the conference like they are. So it's interesting, and it does mean a lot to the players, especially the coaches.
Kings will actually head up to Misericordia. 2 games on the road for the Monarchs to start this season. So 4th down, Skylar Schultz says we'll go for 52% a year ago. Rush comes. First down, Kings. Great catch by Ryan McCombs, the H-back, and will move the chains for their 5th first down of the game, and a big one right there for Kings.
Nice job with the quick pass. And number 12, John Washington, the 6'2", 215-pound senior from Brooklyn for the Colonels, makes that stop.
One thing that we did see about Monarchs in the last game last year is they were down 58-24 or something like that, and they kept coming back. They never gave up fighting. And they showed some promise there. They showed some grit against Wilkes. And we'll see that here tonight. Over the middle, they find the tight end again. McCombs, 2 catches in a row. 2 big plays, 15 yards inside Colonel's territory for the big junior.
Great job with the RPO. He pulls it up. Tight end is right there on that tight end pop pass. A key first down. Keeps the Kings drive alive, and hopefully they get some points out. It's like we were discussing earlier, Bob, that they need to get something on this drive.
So they find the H-back twice. Shaw getting into a little bit of a rhythm. Wilkes shuffling around their defensive players, trying to play a lot of guys to be healthy, and big rush. Shaw just throws it up, probably ill-advised. But he was getting pressure in his face and brings up 2nd down.
It was interesting on that pressure. It looked like the defensive end came and went, wait a second, he still has it, because he stopped, and then it was like he still had the ball. And he smartly threw that one out of bounds.
Skylar Fulch still calling the offense. Still works with the quarterbacks. Trying to hit carry on a little fade pattern. Good defense down there by Jeremy Hernandez, another senior from the Bronx. It goes incomplete.
Again, they just go with the rollout play. Good patience, good ball, but just great coverage by the Colonels there.
Well, we mentioned Johnny Gilchrist came in for Kings. Big player at Riverside, threw for over 7,000 yards. But, Shaw being in the system, knowing the offense, and he has the talent, probably had the lead in that so-called battle, in quotes.
Well, you always want competition week in and week out because you can't rest on your laurels. Johnny Gilchrist comes in with a great credential, coming from a Division I school, but Bob, you mentioned he had the advantage. He's been there for 3 years, knows coach, knows the system. So edge to Minor Shaw.
So big fourth down for Kings. The offense stays on the field. They're 1 for 1 today on fourth down, just 1 for 6 on third down. That one was well short on the pass to Robinson.
And they only have 1 timeout left, so, use it.
Under 5 to play in the first half of this 27th annual Mayor's Cup game. Glad you could join us on a beautiful Labor Day afternoon. Here comes the rush. They blitz, they pick it up. Shaw airs it out to DiGregorio. We have a flag come in, but we'll have to check on this. DiGregorio says it's holding against Wilkes. We'll have to see. Here we look at it again.
Yep. He's got time. He's moving his feet around. He was going for the inside release. Well, the official had a bird's eye view of that, so they're discussing it.
It's either I don't think it's interference. I think it's more of a holding. But that will give Kings a first down, more important. Kings deferred to the second half. They will get the ball to begin the third quarter. So Kyle Summer, our referee tonight, out of Virginia. Still trying to figure out the call here. Oh, do we have 2 calls? There's 2 flags, Coach?
Yeah, there was one back here.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I saw the one downfield.
We may have double penalties here, maybe.
They're explaining to Coach Drock on the sideline.
The back was in the box, and the block was in the tackle box. However, holding, number 12, defense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
Jonathan Drock doesn't like it. Skylar Schultz does. That's going to be a holding call, as we mentioned, on the defense. John Washington getting called for that. That will give Kings a first down inside the 30 and keep this drive alive, down 14.
Well, the Colonels didn't obviously want that pass, well, the holding on the pass, but Coach Drock is obviously upset about it, but let it go. He knows that, and now they're going to try to take advantage of that. They're going to try to play on the emotions.
I think Coach Drock is just upset about the other penalty, which they waved off.
Right.
More than the hold. But no, nevertheless, here we go. First down 10 from the 28. Here comes the rush. Shaw with a nice move on Hess to the end zone. Has carry. Dives out of bounds. Incomplete. A little bit too far out of the reach of the 5'9" receiver from the Blue Devils.
Well, Steele Haas, again from Whitehall, putting tons of pressure on him. Minor, Shaw looking downfield. Beautiful ball, but just let him too much out of bounds.
He had him, though. He was open. It's going to have to be a precise pass, though.
And having a first-year quarterback, first start of the year, try to throw those pinpoint precision passes is going to be tough.
Play action over the middle. That time Carey pulls it in and will move the chains again. 8th first down of the game for Kings. They're on the move inside the red zone now.
Well, again, Tyler Carey's only 5'9", 155 pounds, but what an impact player. Gets himself open, smartly gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Carey's second catch of the afternoon. Kings comes back quickly. Umpire holds them. Changing the play from the sidelines. Shaw to the end zone. Has a receiver. Touchdown, Kings. Jay Haley, the sophomore, pulls it out and pulls it in.
Way to cap this off. Look at this. He had plenty of time to throw the ball, going through his progressions, going through his read. Perfect spiral. Great job by number 23, Jayon Haley, to get behind the defense. for that touchdown. The first one of the year for the Monarchs, coming at a key time.
11 plays, 69 yards, 4:18 off the clock for Kings. Shaw, his first collegiate touchdown pass of his career. Low snap, kick is blocked, and it's picked up. It's picked up by Adesio, and he's going to take it in for 1 point. I don't know who blocked that kick.
Great heads-up play. Right now, Adesio's going, give me the oxygen.
The extra point is blocked
That's where that
by number 12, Washington.
So
Number
the
1,
touchdown is good, and here the block again. Let's see, I don't know if we can see who blocked
for
it.
2 points for the Colonel.
Washington, it looks like
looks
number
like
12.
Washington, yep.
More important, Adesio had the heads-up play right in his mid for 2 points. So now it's a 10-point lead for Wilkes.
Well, first game of the year, we're going to see some crazy stuff. Here's a great angle of it. Another angle from our wonderful camera crew. Yep, number 12. Did a great job.
John Washington, yep, the senior.
Again, when you practice that during the week, you always go to where the ball is going to be, not where the holder is, not where the kicker is. And that's why, being 6'2", he just got in the right place at the right time. And Adesio is probably thanking him, but he's also, like I said, looking for some oxygen right now.
What a nice looking drive for Kings, down 14 late here in the first half. They put it all together. They get helped by a penalty, but a couple third down conversions helps the Monarchs get back into this game, although momentum was on their side for about 5 seconds.
It was, and again, they had some key fourth down to convert to first downs to keep that drive alive. So if we watch what the Colonels are doing right now on offense, they're going to get back into it, and the defense for the Monarchs has got to stop them right now so they can try to keep that momentum edge going into halftime.
Dillamana tees it up. High, long kick. J.J. Forden with the return. Forden with a nice return up to the 35, 3:27 remaining. Wilkes, the lead, have the ball, and they have 2 timeouts left. And the Landmark Conference, welcome to college football. We bring in Susquehanna, Wilkes, like Cumming, and Keystone on the football side. A couple locals there. We throw in Catholic, who's already in the Landmark. They add football, Moravian, and Juniata. And there's your Landmark Conference standings for the first time ever, a preseason poll. And Susquehanna ranked number 18, I believe, in the country in Division
yes,
3. Overall, very good team down there, but Wilkes picked second.
And again, that's going off of what they know is coming back and how good the Rodriguez is and what he led them to last year, going 6-1 as a starter.
Quickly to the ground game they go. Jules fights forward with having a nice first half, Elijah Jules.
Yep. Go ahead. I was just going to say, Bob, I
opportunity
apologize.
for Wilkes here. Look at Jules again. What do you like about him?
I like how he's like a spark plug. He gets it done. He's a patient runner, too. Following big Mauro Garino, 6'2", 310-pound junior. He kind of gets lost in there because of the size difference, 6'2", and being only 5'6", so.
Billy Anderson out of Mount Carmel. Saw them last night. The senior center out to Rodriguez. 4-man rush. Halftime, going to air it out again. Into coverage. Hand fighting, no flag, probably a good call there. Trying to hit Justin Moore downfield. Brings up third down now for Wilkes. So an opportunity for the Monarchs to get the ball back late here in the first half.
Interesting on this replay. I thought the hand fighting went a little excessive, but I like the fact that the officials are allowing these guys to play.
3rd and 8 on the 35 for the Colonels.
Amir Gibson down there for Kings on defense out of Whitehall. Had an interception last year, just a junior. So third down now again. Wilkes today 2 for 5 on 3rd down, but a big one here late in the half. 4-man rush, a little stunt. Rodriguez over the middle, in and out of the hands. He had his receiver, Zane Grover, so the punt team coming on, 2:34, a very quick drive. They don't get a first down, and Kings gets the ball back.
You saw, Bob, you mentioned the stunt that went up front. So the defensive ends come to the B gaps, and the inside tackles are going to the C gaps. So it kind of creates a little bit of confusion, but sometimes you can get creased up in there, especially if they were running a draw play.
Okay, Kings gets the ball to begin the 3rd. Love to have a end of first half score, beginning of second half score, and that would put Kings up and ahead. So kick almost blocked. DiGregorio lets it go out of bounds, and Kings will have decent field position to begin this late first half drive. And let's see if Minor Shaw can put things together again. Plenty of time, but just one timeout left for Kings. Kind of what we expected. Wilkes kind of owned the first quarter and a half. But the defense held for Kings late. Gave up a field goal was missed. Wilkes then scored twice, back-to-back, and Kings with a nice drive last time. Kind of what we expect here in the Mayor's Cup game.
And, Bob, you alluded to that fact earlier, that Kings, even last year, they were down by a bunch of points, kept fighting. They didn't give up. And we're seeing that again today, that they're just, pumping the brakes. They're just going to keep doing what they do best, and that's going to be trying to establish this run game. And now we're seeing that they're opening it up with the pass game with Russell Minor Shaw back there as the cue.
Quarterback, 11 of 16, 88 yards. Has faced pressure all day, and he gets out of it. There's that elusiveness they like. Gets it over and finds a receiver. Haley catches it, slides out of bounds. Minor, a couple yards at best.
Look at this pressure again. 97 coming right in there. Steel Haas, and again, spins away from the second defender, and now makes a reception for nice 3.5-yard gain.
More important, he didn't take a sack. That's the biggest thing, under 2 to play. Blitz comes in, they get him. He airs it out, and did Schreiner pull it in? They say yes. First down, Kings near midfield.
Welcome to Division III football, Russell Minor Shaw. He keeps getting hit almost on every play, but you won't feel it when you're making passes like that and your receivers catch it for key first downs.
Wilkes is trying to get him, but he is being elusive. Corner blitz. Good protection. Going down to Schreiner. Little hand fighting, no flags, in and out. He had a hand on it, but a little bit to the other side. He wanted it outside, he threw it inside. But what great protection on that one.
And Bob, you called it. They came with the cornerback blitz. Great job picking that up. And again, beautiful ball thrown down there. I think Coach Fultz really knew what he had coming back with Russell Minor Shaw there.
Didn't throw a collegiate pass in 3 years with Kings until today. Again, this one has carry. Can he bring it in bounds? No. Again, he had a receiver and he let him a little bit too far. Carey was open.
Wide open.
Shaw takes a big hit at the end, no flag.
3rd and 10 at the 47.
Well, Steele Hess is making his presence known out there. Maybe a little bit too much for Russell Minor Shaw's liking at this point.
That might have affected where the ball was placed because he saw big Steele coming at him, and he wasn't going to take that hit. He did have Carey, though, open. So big 3rd down here. They're 1 for 6 on the day. Wilkes, like 8 men up front. Inside handoff. Can Haley get to the outside? Can't get there at all. No gain on the play. Big hit by Washington. That will stop the clock, keep the clock rolling as Jonathan Drock calls timeout. He wants the ball back.
Here we go. They go with a nice misdirection on this. Everybody was rolling right. Number 23, Haley says, nope, I'm going to the backside. But boy, did Washington come up and meet him with a big stout hit like that.
I noticed all day that the center quarterback exchange is very slow. The ball seems not getting a good not going back fast enough to Sean. I think it cost him there.
Well, and that snap was low, so that also messes up that timing.
That's Wilkes, second card timeout.
King's College is excited to host 3 distinct visit opportunities this fall. Discover academic excellence and a vibrant campus life at Fall Open House on November 12th. Learn more about the college's state-of-the-art facilities and accredited engineering programs at Engineering Your Future Open House on September 23rd. Or dive deep into the world of cutting-edge health sciences programs at the Health Sciences Open House on October 21st. Register now at kings.edu/visit.
Remember, coming up at the half, we'll talk to both presidents. Are happy to join us at halftime. Amanda will have that. And then Jan and I will be back up top here to give you a breakdown of the first half. Skylar Fultz, there he is. Doesn't really hide his emotions too much.
Well, it's a very emotional game, Bob. You know that. And
Low,
you know from coaching, you can't
low
hide
kick.
it.
Let's see if it doesn't hit anybody. We have a flag down. It's going to be holding. As the up men were battling it out.
There is a flag on the play.
Kings is lucky they didn't hit anybody in the back, though. That would have been a fumble.
Very, very fortunate that way. Initial reaction, I'm seeing a hold against
Wilkes.
Wilkes.
Yeah. So that will back them up with 1:12 left and 1 timeout remaining. You know, Jonathan Drock wants to try and get something, but his team will be a long way away.
You see it right there. He pulled hard on his arm, and then they're starting to jaw at each other. And again, keep your emotions in check, young men. You don't need to get thrown out of a game and then you miss the next one for something, you know, for an emotional moment breakdown.
So a beautiful complex here, Ralston Athletic Field. They've redone it the past few years. We talked about that. Behind the press box from football is
Holding, number 11, return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Wilkes.
a soccer/baseball field. It's beautiful. They actually held a high school 7-on-7 here over the summer. Nice tennis courts as well here at Ralston Athletic Complex. We'll talk to the brand new director of athletics coming up in the third quarter for the Colonels, as well as other Kings administration. Next week, Wilkes gets RPI, Polytechnic. Rensselaer Polytechnic. That'll be in Troy, New York, so they'll take the ride. So Rodriguez on. Ball at the 11, out quickly and in and out of the hands of his receiver, Jimmy Johnson. Clock stops, 1:07 left. Well, you have the lead. You're an aggressive coach. Do you just try to run out the clock now? You're up by 10.
No.
That's not his MO,
That's not his
is
MO,
it?
not at all, Coach. No, it's pedal to the metal. Let's keep this going, and we got to get another one while we can. Anytime that Coach Drock has the ball, he wants to score. I mean, all coaches do, but he really has a voracious appetite when it comes to this offense that he runs and loves.
Rodriguez 6 of 10, still 110 yards. Last couple have been off the mark. There's the big pressure from Kings and a big hit. He holds on to the ball. I think they're fighting over it. But who was that? Was that Rupert, 33?
I think it was 33.
Put the smash on
Yes.
Rodriguez right at the 10.
I'll tell you what, Rupert came up big time on that. The Malvern grad comes up and makes his presence known to Isaiah Rodriguez on that one.
Actually lost a yard on that. 3rd and long now facing Wilkes. Clock rolling. Kings does have a timeout if they want to take it. Wilkes today already 2 for 6. 3rd down efficiency, but another big one here. Rodriguez will roll. Look over the middle and another big hit, but a catch pulled in by Devin Higgins. Carcio laid the wood, but they'll move the chains.
Boy, that's our spotlight player for Kings right there. Watch how he comes in. Great technique. Wonderful ball. Great pass. Look at that. Wrap, drives his shoulder, and drives him right into the ground.
Wilkes quickly Could be the last play of the game. Half. It is. Rodriguez rolling down to Jules, and time will expire. So an entertaining first half, opening college football game of the season for Kings and Wilkes, and it's for the Mayor's Cup. It is halftime. The Colonels lead the Monarchs 16-6. Let's see if we're gonna go in for halftime. Both teams kind of hanging out. And there's two flags at the middle of the field. We'll have to wait and see what this is. We may have an untimed down. But Coach Drock just going all over the official next to him.
Right, and the official that Coach Drock is talking to doesn't have his hat on, which means a player must have gone out of bounds.
So hold on, everyone. Kyle Summer, their referee today, going to give us the lowdown.
Holding, number 14, defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
So that should be one untimed down, correct?
It is, especially a defense, because you don't want that.
Therefore, we will have an untimed down. Timeout. Kings.
Okay, so we will hold off on our halftime, and we will get one untimed down. Kings calls timeout, and I'm sure we're going to see Rodriguez just lay it out there and see if they can pull in a big play here with no time left. So there was a holding, as you heard.
Well, Bob, they already showed a little bit of trickery, so why not come back with something else? You have nothing to lose, everything to gain on this play.
And we know Rodriguez can chuck it. He has a strong arm with time. If you have a 6'8" receiver, I put him down there.
And Rodriguez is at the queue. I wasn't sure if we were going to see Powell back in there.
We will come out with trips to our near side. As you expected, Kings in a prevent. Yep. So an untimed down to end the first half. Why not here in the Mayor's Cup? We seem to see it all in this game. They'll actually give it over the middle. Justin Moore doing his best just to get some yards, add on to the stats. A little pushing and shoving, and we're going to finally go into the half. It is Wilkes 16 and Kings 6 in the 27th Annual Mayor's Cup here on MyTV WQMY. We'll be joined by both presidents, Don with Amanda, and then Jan and I will be back with stats and highlights from a very entertaining Mayor's Cup game.
Connect with the Wilkes University Athletics on Facebook, Twitter,
Welcome back to the 27th Mayor's Cup, where Wilkes leads Kings 16-6 at the half. Joining me now is Reverend Thomas Looney. He's the president of Kings College. Father Tom, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Amanda, for having me.
Of course. You know, we talked to Dr. O'Brien earlier about all the new developments in the health sciences programs at Kings. Is there anything else that you would like to add about those programs?
You know, we're so excited about the development of our healthcare programs. In fact, they're growing so much that we're renovating the former Times Leader building down near Public Square to become the home of our first doctoral program in occupational therapy. The workers are in there, they're preparing to build that structure to make it a wonderful home for new students with the state-of-the-art examining rooms, classrooms, everything needed for a great program.
That's incredible, and I know you touched on it, but what are some of the things that, you know, really make the health science programs unique?
I think there are a variety of things. First would be, you know, living learning communities, the Alley Center where our PA exercise science program and athletic training program are housed, has residential opportunities for our students, wonderful apartments, right? So living learning, students get together, they study together. They're not in competition with each other in our programs, they work with each other, they support each other, they move forward. Second, you know, at Kings we're really committed to service learning, right? A terrible tragedy. Many years ago, a young woman on our campus had a cardiac arrest issue and passed away. And her family, Julie and Norm Payton, put together a foundation in her honor. And so every year they come back and they have testing for young people to ensure that they don't have underlying heart conditions that they don't know about. And our PA students are right there doing the monitoring, working with them closely. At Kings we say we want every graduate that comes out of Kings to use their skills and talents to serve their brothers and sisters, and that's what we believe so deeply. Another thing is that our programs are accelerated, right? So in our physician assistant program, for example, you can get a degree, a master's in physician assistant, not in 6 years, but in 5 years. I mean, you think about that, you save a year of tuition, and you walk out the door earning $100,000 a year. What parent isn't going to be thrilled about that?
They're all going to love that.
They are going to love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're just so thrilled about that. And so the many opportunities that we have for those accelerated programs, our occupational doctoral program is going to be the same kind of structure, providing great professional care, service, mentoring to get great jobs for young people. It's the outcomes that we really desire for our students and that parents and students themselves both want.
Absolutely, and I know we've talked a lot about the health sciences, but there are some other developments at King's. Is there anything else that you're really excited about or want to tell us about?
Absolutely. A couple of years ago, we renovated the Springbrook Water Company building on North Franklin Street into our state-of-the-art Mulligan School of Engineering. And we have wonderful, amazing programs there. For 10 years, we've had a 3+2 program with the University of Notre Dame and Washington University at St. Louis. And I have the privilege of serving on the Board of Trustees at the University of Notre Dame. And when I visit there and I talk to people in the engineering department, they tell me that the students who come to that program from King's are as well prepared as the students from Notre Dame. They are on par with them, they excel with them. And what does that tell you about the quality of our faculty, the quality of experiences that happen in that building? Truly, absolutely amazing. And so we just got ABET accreditation for our civil and mechanical engineering programs, housed at King's itself. What a great bolster we feel from those realities, right? Students can come there, get a great 4-year degree in mechanical or civil, and go out and get great paying jobs, hopefully work in our own community building it up. In that renovation of that Springbrook building, King's has been so committed to the renovation of downtown Wilkes-Barre. The Memorial Presbyterian Church, the Alley Center for Health Sciences, the new Times Leader building becoming our Doctor of Occupational Therapy Center, and all of these things, right? What value add do they give to the city?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing all of that information with us, and we really couldn't have asked for a better day for the Mayor's Cup.
Absolutely. It's a stunning day. It's a great day here, and King's is so proud to be a part of this local community, and we have served it for so long, since 1946, and we're thrilled to keep moving forward day by day.
Father Tom, thank you so much for sitting down and joining us during halftime. Stick with us. We'll be right back with more. We're going to talk to Dr. Greg Cant from Wilkes right after this. Welcome back to the 27th Mayor's Cup, where Wilkes leads King's 16-6. Joining me now is Wilkes University President, Dr. Greg Cant. Dr. Cant, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
It's my absolute pleasure. It's a beautiful day.
It is absolutely gorgeous out for this. There are several new initiatives at Wilkes right now, and one has to do with your students' textbooks. Can you talk to me about the Colonels Are Covered program?
Oh, that's a very exciting initiative. So on the days when students were moving in, I was over in the bookshop and bumping into families and said, how much do your books cost? Knowing, of course, the answer is nothing. So to say this is a change in the game for people, because often the one thing that people delay doing is getting a book. It's the one thing you think, well, maybe I could get a second-hand one, or I'll wait and see. And by ensuring everyone has the books on the first day, that makes a big difference.
That's incredible, and I mean, such a gift for so many students at your school. Your students also are going to have the opportunity this year to participate in esports. Can we talk about that?
Yes, so esports is, we're a little late to the game in some senses. As it turns out, King's, Marywood, Lackawanna and others have been doing esports for a while. So essentially we're joining this revolution in esports. Mm-hmm. So we only just began, and we've already got 4 teams. So this is a really big sporting area. We've got a great coach, and we'll be competing now, and the competition is national competition.
Okay, well that's really exciting. The Sordoni Art Gallery is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. What events do you have planned to celebrate such a special time?
So 50 years is a long time. We're only 91 years old. So more than half of our existence, the Sordoni Art Gallery has been a key part of how we're interacted with the community. So we started with a major event with Rosie O'Neill, who was born and raised in Wilkes-Barre. But we'll continue to have events over this year, and the magic of the Sordoni is how it's open to the community. By continuing to change out what we do, on a routine basis you'll see something new, exciting and challenging.
Amazing. Well, Dr. Cant, thank you so much for all that. We really have a great day here for the Mayor's Cup. You're up right now. You're from Australia, but what's your take on the Mayor's Cup?
Well, to be fair, we always hope to win every game, and especially the Mayor's Cup. It's better to be 16-6 than 6-16. It's a tight game, it always is. We look forward to an exciting rest of the day, and as it turns out, we just redid this turf, so this is the first time there's been a match on this new turf.
Well, it's lucky so far.
It
Don't
is.
want to jinx it. But stick with us. We'll be right back for the second half from the Mayor's Cup.
We're back at Schmitz Stadium. Thank you to both presidents for joining us at halftime. Wilkes leads Kings 16-6 in the 27th annual Mayor's Cup game. Bob-eyed Jan Seacek high atop the roof here at Schmitz Stadium on the press box, enjoying what has turned out to be a very good college football game.
Very entertaining, and we've seen some trickery, and we've seen some funky special team stuff going on here today at Ralston Field. So it's second half's going to be wide open.
It took the teams about a quarter to get things going. Wilkes then finally broke through. They scored 16 in that second quarter, and Kings with 6. So what did you like so far, what you saw from the Wilkes offense?
Well, what I really liked was how the composure of Rodriguez is 6'5". He really doesn't get ruffled back in there in the pocket, and he's just such a smooth release when he finds his receivers. I mean, it's really neat to see that this young man coming back led them 6-1 last year, and he's picking up right where he left off.
And speaking of picking up where they left off, Kings did not on the defensive side. They held Wilkes one time inside the 5. They missed a field goal, did Wilkes. Kings defense playing really well. They gave up 488 yards in last year's game to Wilkes, 58 points, playing much better today.
Oh, great job. And again, key was communication for that defense. And we saw our spotlight player, Carcio, come up and make a great stop. And again, set that momentum, set the team defense up. And again, they just got to find their traction in offense. And we're seeing that with their first-year quarterback, you know, a senior who sat for 3 years, and he's starting to understand and get a great feel for this game.
Yeah, let's talk about some first half highlights. Why don't we? As I said, just scoring came into the second quarter, and we're showing off Rodriguez's big arm here as he hits his receiver downfield.
Again, just this was a great strike. I mean, it was like nothing. He was just, there's pressure in his face, and he's just rolled to his left, right-handed quarterback, and then they come back with the Colonel special here. Again, they switch quarterbacks, and Powell comes in and gets that touchdown to put them up 14-0. Now, the Kings, the Monarchs, they answer. They come back down. Big strike in here.
That's the penalty that led to this play.
Look at that. Beautiful. Gets right behind, gets the touchdown. Now, watch this, folks. Comes in, blocks the ball. Adesio picks it up, runs 90 yards. And he gets a 2-point conversion.
And that's where
we stand.
That's where we stand. 16-6 is the score. Some individual highlights, and here's some halftime stats. So 100.
Very balanced.
Total yards, 220 for Wilkes, 153 for Kings. They finally got things going. Very balanced, and what you like to see in a rivalry game like this, you want to see this as well. You want to see a good competitive game.
Absolutely, and that's how these coaches want this first game to go. Again, the passing yards from Wilkes is all about Rodriguez, just his composure in that backfield, doing a great job there. So as you look at those stats, like I said, 30 for 220, 33 for 153, so very competitive for the closest rivalry, again, in the country.
Isaiah Rodriguez is 8 for 14, 132 yards, has that long touchdown. Elijah Jules for Wilkes leading the way, 10 carries, 58 yards. Leading receiver is Johnson. He has that long touchdown pass, 2 catches, 82 yards. For Kings, Minor Shaw in his first collegiate start is 13 for 20, 102 yards and a touchdown. Rushing-wise, he also leads Kings in that, 5 carries for 30 yards, and that's an average of 6 yards per play. Schreiner, the leading receiver for Kings, 3 plays and 29 yards. We'll take a timeout. We'll have kickoff on the other side of the second half of the 27th Annual Mayor's Cup game. Both teams on the field. Kings in the white away jerseys, brand new this year. Wilkes in the home blue with gold trim jerseys. We are seconds away from getting this second half underway. Jan Cechak, adjustments, if any, for both teams. Wilkes will play defense first. Kings gets the ball down 10. A nice first half for both teams. Tackling-wise, Thomas leads Kings with 6 total tackles, 4 for Carcio. Washington is the leader for Wilkes with 6 total tackles, as well as Donnell Mack. He has 4 total tackles for the Colonels. We're all set to get third quarter underway. Coach, adjustments, if any, for either team?
Right now, I think adjustments, the Colonels are going to have to contain Russell Minor-Shore. He's shown that he's very elusive and hard to take down, so they're going to have to do a better job gang tackling. Kings, on the other hand, they're just going to have to try to contain Rodriguez and stop that passing attack that he does so well. And if we listen to the crowd, they're going to have to pump it up.
Both teams want to start out on a positive note. We are ready to go. Haley back to receive. He's deep, so they switch things around. Put Carey a little bit shorter. Orlando does the kicking, number 42. He's a junior. And we are getting set for the second half of the Mayor's Cup here on MyTV WQNY. 2023 version, kicking things off for college football in the area.
Nice kick.
Carey from his 3. Hurdles a player and then takes a shot. That's the way things go into the second half. Carey bounces right back up.
Nice deep kick. It all goes all the way back to the Kings 5-yard line. Carey takes it. Now watch this. He hurdles. Boom.
Oh, head to head. That's tough.
That is. I mean, when you're in the air, you have no control of your body. And when you have guys converging on you, you know, thank God nobody got hurt. That was a heck of a hit.
That was Rob Barberi out of Pittston area, first-year player, who made that big hit on Carey. So here comes Minor Shaw trying to get his team psyched up, clapping his hands, getting things going. There's a snap and a handoff. Trying to lean on that big offensive line to begin this second half.
Well, Nate McGlone and Kenny Monaco are going to have their hands full with Steele Hess in the first half. So that would be another emphasis. I'm sure the O-line coach for Kings said, look, we got to take care of 97.
Just a couple yards on that from Jay and Haley. Haley with 13 total yards in that first half. Adds on to that. Robinson now next to Minor Shaw. 4-man front from this Colonel's defense. Shaw took it. Golay, hello. Also in there, big number 5, Kellen Redmond, a junior.
Well, he came off that edge, and there was nothing there. Even with the RPO, he didn't squeeze down. He kind of faded back into the quarterback, and Golay cleans it up.
Zachary Taryn Wilmer, 330-pound right tackle out of Liberty, got beat on that play. Kings 1 for 7 on third downs this afternoon. Three wide outs in there, tight end. Shaw with time, steps up, makes a pass and connects. Has DiGregorio for a nice gain. 12 on the play. Adesio with the tackle, but first down for the Monarchs.
Russell Shaw took a hit after he released the ball right in there. And that, again, you don't feel that, but he got up a little gingerly right now.
Leroy Marshall also in on the tackle, a sophomore for Wilkes. Was a defensive player in the MAC a year ago. Twice, in fact. Let's see if he can do it in the landmark. Opening drive, second half. Quick pitch. Robinson torn down by Golay, a loss of 1.
Number 26, Robinson.
Boy, the freshman from Scranton Prep is making his presence felt. 6'1", 255 pounds, and he's been really coming off the edge really hard. And he played that really smart on the pitch, quick pitch.
Former Friday Night Rival scholar athlete from Scranton Prep, but there he played linebacker. Gained some weight a little bit since then, but he's playing great on the outside for Wilkes. Now, Robinson's an interesting player. He didn't play last year, but in 2021, he gained 662 yards as Shaw finds his halfback, Jake Feast, out of Line Mountain for a short game. But Robinson in 2021 gained 230 yards against Albright, so they welcome him back.
Absolutely. A nice pass play. Again, good tackling in there occurring. Relentless pursuit to the ball is one of the things you always hear coaches talk about. And Feast on that one, he spun and he did a nice job eluding some tackles to gain a little bit of yardage.
We have not seen any of Shamar Ellis, a junior out of Philadelphia, another good back. So they get it out to Robinson, has a blocker. On this third down play, he's going to be about a yard short, making 2 yards, and we'll see the punt team maybe for Kings near midfield.
And you'll see just a quick swing pass here. Good downfield protection. Getting in there. Key block right there by number 40. Nice job in there. 48, Ryan McCombs. The junior, 6'3", 210-pound junior.
Kings 1 for 1 on fourth downs. Let's see, they may try and drive Wilkes off. Let's see if the hard count he is. Hard count. Good discipline from the Colonels. 5-man front. Quick pitch out. Robinson, quick feet, in and up into Colonel's territory for a Monarchs first down.
Boy, Jesse Adesso comes flying in off the edge. Missed him, though. Look at this. He's right there. Wow. He timed that up perfect. A great job in there by getting that key first down to keep the Monarchs on the field, the offense going.
Robinson, same school as Minor Shaw, Archbishop Carroll. So another big first down in this opening drive. Shaw will keep it. Has room. Shaw into the open. Minor Shaw is in. No flags. Kings touchdown. 44 yards for the senior quarterback.
Bob, you asked me what was the Monarchs, or excuse me, the Colonels have to do. They have to contain that young man. And look at this. I didn't think he was as quick as he was, and he showed a little burst of speed there. Gets in the open and smartly runs to the corner for a touchdown. Gets the Monarchs right back into this game.
And look who's fired up. Skylar Fultz, first-year coach, trying to get his team motivated. Lost last year in this one, 58-42, playing well this afternoon. Better snap, kick is up, and it is good.
The extra point is good. You have Colonels 16, the Monarchs 12.
So that kick is up by Theo Macias, and
look at this.
Now,
great.
Kings down 3. What a nice play here.
What a great response by the Monarchs to come out the second half, drive right down the field for a touchdown.
8 plays, 77 yards, 4:51 off the clock on the opening drive, and a very impressive one here to begin the third quarter. Well, Kings is in this one just down 3. Again, they will fight to the end in this rivalry game. And they're showing a lot of heart here tonight and playing really well.
They really are. And this is what we expect from this game. Back and forth, fighting tooth and nail, and to be this competitive, it's just really a pleasure to call this game and watch these two college rivals go at it.
31 Jordan and number 24 Jarvis back to receive for the Colonels.
So they'll tee it up. 10:04 left here in the third quarter after Kings scores. And we have ourselves a 3-point ball game. in the Mayor's Cup. After the game, they'll present the Mayor's Cup to the winning team. Wilkes has it currently, and they've had it for the last few years. High kick by Manna. And special teams with nice coverage there for Kings. So here comes Isaiah Rodriguez back out, big number 10. But let's first head down to Amanda with another special guest. Amanda?
Thanks, guys. I'm joined now with Scott Musa, the new athletic director at Wilkes. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Your first Mayor's Cup, first really big event at Wilkes. What are your first impressions?
What an absolutely awesome crowd that we've got here today. Everybody I've talked to who has a lot of experience with the Mayor's Cup can't remember a bigger crowd. And the fact that it's a season opener this year is really helping out. I'm very, very excited to see all these people here out for this ball game.
Obviously, new turf here. What really impressed you about Wilkes and all the facilities here?
Well, I was very impressed with the fact that they had put the money and the effort into redoing the facilities. New turf here at Schmidt, a new floor at Martz, completely redone the gymnasium. But I was most impressed by the people. Everybody's been so welcoming, so awesome to me and my family. We're just really, really excited to be here.
And you hit it. Everybody here has been so welcoming to us, so it's wonderful to come and cover Wilkes. Your student athletes have all been amazing. But, you know, let's talk about 30 years at Shenandoah as an assistant athletic director. What drew you to Wilkes and what made you come here?
Well, I grew up just outside of Binghamton, and my family's still in that area. And so the opportunity to get a little closer to them, and it's a good place for my family as well. And the fact that Wilkes was moving into the Landmark Conference this year, and the schools, Wilkes is a lot like my previous institution, so I felt like the learning curve was going to be a little bit flatter for this old guy. So it just had it checked a lot of boxes. I was like, okay, let's check it out, and here I am.
How is that transition going into a new conference?
So far, so good. You know, obviously we just opened yesterday, so we had a great win from men's soccer and women's volleyball, and the cross country's opened up across the river at Misericordia, and you see here with the Mayor's Cup. But so far, it's going well for the good guys in the Navy uniforms. If we can keep this up, it's going to be a good year.
Now, you are a student athlete at Notre Dame where you played lacrosse, so you've been in the shoes of a lot of these athletes. What are some of the things that are important to you that you want to bring here to Wilkes?
Just a championship mentality. Not only winning in the class or in the field, but winning in the classroom and the community as well. Because I think that's all about Division III, is giving back and playing for the love of the sport. So if we can win not only on the field, but the classroom and the community, I think we're doing really, really well.
And the community. These two schools are just a block away from each other. How cool is that for you as the athletic director to see these kids? A lot of them played high school sports against each other. They know each other. But what's that like for Wilkes to have a school and a rival so close?
It's really awesome. I'm actually on King's campus every day. My 23-month-old son Carter goes to daycare over there, so I'm well aware of how close everybody is, and it's great to have that kind of relationship with a school down the road.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for having us today. It's a perfect day for some college football and for the Mayor's Cup. Stick with us. We'll be right back with more from the 27th Mayor's Cup here at Wilkes University.
Welcome back. Wilkes has the ball. 2nd and 17 now facing the Colonels. Kings defense and this Wilkes offense, they're starting to get after each other, all of us. We had a couple players hurt. They walked off the field during Amanda's interview. A lot of hard hitting now going on. Momentum definitely on the side of Kings, and this defense is rising to the occasion, holding this very powerful offense of Wilkes in check here early on in the third.
They certainly are. And, Bob, you said about the hard hitting going on. We saw Jimmy Johnson. You'll see this right here. Swing pass right here. Watch. Just a determination. Get in there, wrap up. And, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 white hats getting into the frame at the end. So that way is when the coaches evaluate them, they're saying there's great hustle going on by 4 or 5 of the Monarchs right now. But they really are. Momentum has gone to the Kings sideline right now, and their defense is playing very inspired.
Kings 3 of 7 this afternoon on 3rd down. Jules next to Rodriguez. Four-man rush. They go over to the middle. They hit Higgins. Higgins dives forward, but he's going to be well short of that first down at the 45. And here comes the punt team for Jonathan Drock's team.
They went with shallow crosses in here, and that's who we hit. And you see right there, they had play action coming in with the linebackers froze. And again, all he got was right back to the original line of scrimmage.
Colin Hazelton out of Mid-Valley playing inspired football this afternoon. He makes another tackle. And they'll get the ball back. Orlando, the punt. This is the third punt of the afternoon. High hanging kick. DiGregorio from his 5. Pulls it in. Can't get anywhere up to the 13. Return of about 5 yards. And here comes this Kings offense who scored on their last drive.
Well, we're listening to the defensive coordinator for the Colonels right now. Make sure the kids are playing better assignment and alignment football. They got caught out of alignment, and that's what increased them with that quarterback run for the touchdown. So we'll see now. Again, Russell Montefiore, you know he just got all charged up, got his first rushing touchdown of his career. So he's ready to roll, baby.
'36th meeting between these two schools. First one ever to open up a season. Wilkes blitzes. Shaw gets out. Has a receiver out of the backfield. Nice catch by Haley.
And the flag comes in late at the end here.
Minor Shaw's pass completed number 23 Haley for a gain.
He picked up the first down past the 30. Are we tacking on to that? The official has his hat off as well. So what's that signal?
That means somebody went out of bounds.
Was it Haley and came back in?
I didn't see that because I was watching our quarterback again. He's just so elusive back there. He's a big kid, and he makes things happen.
Holding, number 3, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Okay, so Carey gets called for the holding at it's a spot foul. So it will bring up first down and 2.
We don't usually have too many plays
on
your call card for 1st and 2. So I would expect that they're going to try to air this one out.
They'll hand it off on the inside to Haley. He picked up the first down last time. This time on the ground he does. Nice gain of 5, and they'll move the chains.
It's just that outside zone play. Nice job. They battened down the hatches on the edge, pushed everything down. He just squeaked to the outside for a nice 5-yard gain. More importantly, a first down for the Monarchs.
13th first down of the game. For this Monarchs offense is starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm here in the third quarter. They have the only touchdown. Shaw and the keeper are right up the middle. Big hole. He gets tripped up. Or he might still be running. But a great job by the offensive line to give him that gap.
Let's see what they do offensively. No, they just manhandled. They're actually using the aggressiveness of the Colonels against them right now. They're over pursuing. They're just turning their bodies and shielding offensively. And again, Minor Shaw just turns it up, gets themselves 9 yards.
Four-man front for Wilkes. Some pressure, and he's over and throw. Trying to get it down to Haley, but there was an offensive lineman 5-6 yards downfield, so this is going to go against Kings.
There is a flag on the play.
Eligible downfield, number 77.
Kenny Monaco, number 77. Probably in a spot he should not have been on the pass.
Hey, they're a little overzealous, those offensive linemen. Every once in a while they want to catch the ball, but that's just not part of their
I thought he was
rules.
throwing him the ball. I thought he was throwing him the ball. I'm like, oh, that's 77. He can't catch that ball. So the penalty backs up the Monarchs. Shaw reads it and up through, gets hit hard, and he's going to be right at the first down line to gain, and they will move the chains. So Shaw doing it both ways. He's the leading passer and the leading runner this afternoon.
That RPO, and he just decides to keep it that time. And again, big hit by number 1, Jesse Adesso, who we've talked about him all game. 6'2", 205 pounds, comes up and just stops him, but it was enough for the first down.
Fifth play of this drive. Play action. Shaw pulls it in, dives forward near midfield, and about a yard short of a first down. Nice job reading the field down for Shaw, for Minor Shaw, and run takes it himself.
Again, good coverage by the Colonels secondary-wise, but he's taking literally the ball into his own hands and making the difference now in this game. Talk about the young man that sat 3 years watching a different guy in there at the quarterback position. Now it's his show.
95 yards on the ground for Shaw. First down, Kings. Into Colonel territory goes Haley, and he's still fighting. Another shoe comes out. But Kings on the move.
They're doing a nice job blocking down. So it looks like it's going up inside, which it is, but they're blocking down. 96 got driven down in there. 97, Steele Hess. They're taking care of him, and that's why they're able to run where he was.
Shaver and Murray now in at linebacker. They tried to make the tackle on Haley for Wilkes. Speaking of which, that's Talon Murray, a first-year player.
Talon
extracurriculars.
Talon Murray just came from his linebacker spot and just stuffed that hole in there. Tremendous job. Welcome to Division III football, Talon.
Murray, a sophomore, out of St. Joe's Academy in New Jersey. So
2nd and 8 on the 43 for the Monarchs.
Second down, now facing Kings. Blitz, pick it up, out to Schreiner. He lays a shoulder, and he'll fall forward to the 35, and that should move the chains again for Kings.
Well, they're playing a soft coverage, and the receivers smartly stop their routes short and become wide open, and it makes an easy target, and he comes back in. And again, the Colonels are really laying the wood out there, but they've got to do a better job with their coverages.
It was the Wilkes offense who really came through in the first quarter and a half, but since then, Kings offense just got it rolling and rolling and rolling. And
it's not like we can blame the long bus ride for that.
No, not at all. 10-minute ride. They have nearly 300 total yards. This is the 50th play of the afternoon, and Shaw got hit on the throw. Ramos, the big tackle out of Parkland, laying the lumber on a Shaw, and he's feeling it. You can see he's draped over a little bit.
He's taken quite a few shots this game. He's got that flak jacket on, but he's taken a lot of cannon fodder, but he's really showing how tough mentally and physically he is.
And give credit, Skylar Fultz had that quarterback competition. Shaw won, and he has not played Johnny Gilchrist at all. He's sticking with his man. Shaw, quick hit. Carey comes back and taken down, no flag, but it does get a minimal gain of about 4 yards. Leroy Marshall pulled that one in, number 3, and he limps off, does Marshall.
Number 3, Marshall with the stop. 3rd and 6 on the 31 for the Monarchs.
It looked like he pulled a calf or muscle on that real quick.
Shaw avoids the would-be tacklers. Helmets come flying off as Robinson catches it and has a first down for Kings.
It's getting chippy out there. That is definitely for sure. But again, this is what I really like about Minor Shaw. There's pressure all around him. He's cool, calm, and collected in the pocket, steps up, and just has a quick strike. And again, they're moving the chains, getting back into the red zone.
Yeah, Talon Murray, again, the sophomore with the tackle, ripped off his helmet. No flag, but it is the 18th first down of the game for Kings, now with 310 total yards.
More importantly, they are just chewing the clock up, Bob, keeping that ball away from that high-powered Colonel offense.
Shaw back. No pressure that time, and DiGregorio's taken down. We have a flag in the secondary. We have two flags in the secondary. One behind Kyle Summer, our referee this afternoon, is going to have to figure it all out. I'm not speculating. 58 seconds left in this third quarter. A lot going on there.
Well, I'm seeing a hold probably on Wilkes in the secondary, but there was a flag behind the line of scrimmage, so that could be offsetting.
But impressed with the Kings offense. Skylar Fultz calling a nice game. The defense is keeping them in it.
Personal foul, legal hands to the face. Number 5, defense. That penalty is declined. Holding. Number 15, defense. That penalty is accepted. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Well, Scott Musa talked about this big crowd, and I don't know if you heard the boos. Both penalties against Wilkes.
We had the boos from the Colonels, and we had the yays from the Monarchs on that.
So the ball will be placed on the 12. Kings gets a first down. The 12th play of this drive, they've gone 75 yards already, and they're taking a lot of time off the clock. Almost 6 minutes. And Wilkes has not scored since that second quarter. 13 unanswered for Kings. To the middle, DiGregorio. Went the wrong way. Adesio had it.
Minor Shaw's pass is incomplete. That was intended for number 22, DiGregorio.
And there's not a lot of defensive substitutions going on for the Monarchs, especially up front. And, I mean, up now. Okay, number 4 is coming back in. Number 7 just went out. So there's been very few, stand corrected. But again, those guys are playing pretty stout up front, but they've got to be getting tired, especially on the 13-play drive.
So Kings is in position to at least tie the game up with a field goal. They, of course, want to take the lead. Lost last year's game big, want to get it back. It's about respect for this Kings team. And Kings inside the 10, Shaw. They'll bring up third down now.
And Angel Ramos, number 4, makes the stop here. This was a designed quarterback keep. Ramos does a nice job shedding the block, coming off, and then making the tackle.
58 total tackles last year for the Parkland senior, 15 of those for a loss. Had 10 sacks, has 96 total tackles for Ramos, so he's approaching that 100 mark of tackles here in his career. And they could roll it down if they want. We'll get a play in before the end of the third. Shaw back. Shaw wide open over the middle. Touchdown, DiGregorio, and the Monarchs take the lead. 5 seconds left in the third.
Well, they made that look really easy, but that dance moves that they just put on were pretty impressive. Again, really cool, calm, collected back here. Lots of time to throw. And how he became wide open, we talked about earlier to start the game that Kings wanted to do a great job defensively, talking and communicating. I think the Wilkes have got to start doing that too, the Colonels.
The extra point is up and through. 14 plays, 87 yards, 6:27 off the clock, and Kings has their first lead of the game, 20-16. We'll take a breath and head down to Amanda down on the field.
That's right. Joining me now is Nikki Dewar. She is a junior bio-pre-med student on the women's golf team, and you're in the Bonner Leaders Program. Can you talk to me about the Bonner Leader Program and what that is?
Sure. So the Bonner Leadership Program is a 4-year commitment to community service. Students are obligated to commit about 8 to 10 hours of service weekly. And with that, you start your freshman year and end your senior year.
What kind of activities have you participated in through the Bonner Leadership Program?
So besides my weekly commitment of doing service 8 to 10 hours a week, we also participate in bonding activities with all of the students. And with that being said, we also do weekly sessions with our mentors to enhance our leadership skills.
Why should a prospective student want to be in the Bonner Leadership Program?
So any prospective students that are thinking about joining Wilkes should definitely think about joining the Bonner Leadership Program just to enhance their skills in leadership. And also, college is a really scary transition. So when you do service for others, you often lose yourself in that transition and you find yourself in the other person. So I think it's a great program to join if you're thinking about doing something with the Bonner Leadership Program.
Nikki, thank you so much, and good luck with your golf season and this semester. It was great talking to you. Bob, Jan, let's head back up to you guys.
Good luck to Nikki. Oh, a huge hit.
Wow.
On J.J. Forden. He bounces back up. What a big hit down there by Wilkes. McElroy, the defensive back, laid the lumber on him. And that will be end the third quarter. Sit back, relax. We're going to have a heck of a fourth. 2016 is your score in the 27th annual Mayor's Cup matchup. The Wilkes crowd not happy. Their team's down by 4 as we get set to start the fourth quarter here on MyTV WQMY. Bob Ide, Jan Cechek, Amanda Kuhl, and to say Kings dominated that third quarter, coach, would be an understatement. They ran 22 plays to Wilkes' 5. They gained 169 yards to Wilkes' 18.
Well, possession, time of possession too. They crushed them. And what I'm seeing is the momentum is all with the team in white right now. They're flat here over on the Colonel sideline. They've got to do something to spark that to get back into this game.
They're 8 minutes up on the time of possession as we have a flag come in as Wilkes opens his fourth quarter with the ball.
There's a flag on the play.
The Monarchs were pointing at the Colonels.
Number 63, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Wilkes just making some key penalties and mistakes here that it really is given Kings opportunities along the way, especially on the defensive side. This will back them up 5. In the first quarter alone against Wilkes had 19 plays to Kings 7, 79-39. But since then, as to say, it's been pretty much the Monarchs' way.
And the way, again, now you got 1st and 15 because they're playing really inspired on the defensive side of the ball.
From behind, they're going to get him. No, Rodriguez throws it out. There was a receiver downfield, but Jassim lets him. The big senior had him. And he was cramping up, but Rodriguez, 6'5", frame, just got him out.
Look at that, like 6'5", 240 pounds. He's wrapped, and look at this. He's able to, okay, I'll throw the ball away. And he still goes down. Smart heads-up play by Rodriguez on that.
Sean Levine, a senior out of Tamaqua, had him too. As we said, lets him. Looks like a little bit of cramping here. It is hot on the field. Brand new turf here at Schmidt Stadium. But Wilkes, I think, just has to. They have not had a rhythm. They haven't had the ball, but they haven't had a rhythm.
That's really tough to get into an offensive rhythm when the other team has it the entire time. But Coach Drock's offense right now is, I'm going to say, stale because they just haven't had a chance to get any type of momentum, try to get any rhythm going. And they've got to start. And Bob, you always say to me, what do you have to do, Coach? Well, they just got to start getting a couple first downs, and then they'll get back into the rhythm that they need to be.
Well, credit the defense, though, of Kings for holding them back. Thomas leads the team with 7 tackles. Hazelton playing outstanding. He has 6 tackles, 2 of those for a loss. Colin Hazelton out of Mid-Valley returning, playing really well on the defensive side. But really, the story of the game has been the play of first-year quarterback Russell Minor Shaw. As Letsom comes up and he'll jog off the field. So second and long now facing the Colonels. Down 4 in this one.
Letsom, you know, he was complimented this year by getting the number 0 jersey because of his hard work and dedication in the classroom and weight room and on the football field as a leader.
Wilkes last year 7-3 overall, 5-3 in the MAC. They're headed to the landmark, trying to open the season with a win, but they're down 4. Elijah Jewell. He picks up about 7. And there you see all the white jerseys making the tackle, including our spotlight player, Joe Carcio.
Well, that's a name we haven't mentioned, is Jewell, for a long time. Nice job at the offensive line. They end up doing that turn block, and he just read that perfectly and then cuts back. And he gained a bunch of the yardage back that they need, but still a lot of real estate to go to get that first down.
Yeah, Jewell just 13 carries, total of 58 yards, and his average has come down. Credit the Kings defense with that shift. So big third down and long facing the Colonels, 3 of 8 on the day. Kings will just send a 4-man rush in. Rodriguez, quick hitter, has his receiver. It's pulled in. It is a first down. Great catch over the middle by Justin Moore.
Interesting defensive scheme on this one. This is a great job, great pitch and catch right there for that key first down to keep the Colonels on the field. But defensively, there's no one in the middle of the field because they know he's not a running threat. And they still were able to connect for that first down.
Again, 6-1 with Rodriguez in a year ago before he got hurt. The only loss was to Del Val. Rodriguez, a little fake. Out wide open was the receiver. Downfield goes Devin Higgins, and Devin Higgins is into Monarch territory, picking up the 12th first down of the game for Wilkes.
What was key to that was this run fake right in there by Jewell. That brought the defensive backs all the way in to help support the linebackers, which allowed Higgins to be wide open.
Xavier Powell now comes in at quarterback, the 5'11", 180-pound junior who played most of the last 2 games against Kings and those final 2 games last year. Jules comes in motion. Powell puts his head down. He's more of a running threat, although he did throw for 621 yards last year. Powell lost the helmet. He'll have to come off. Minimal gain, maybe about 4 on that.
Well, that's still a good first down play to go with. Powell, again, they sent the halfback motion really deep and wide to try to get that secondary to adjust. They flowed with it a little bit, and he turned it up inside for a 4-yard gain.
Sherrod with the tackle out of Pennsbury. Here comes the blitz. They fake it and they go over the middle again. Nice pitch and catch by Jimmy Johnson. A little curl inside up to the 31-yard line. Gain of 13, and Wilkes has their offense going now.
Well, Jimmy Johnson and Amir Gibson from Kings in the third quarter, they had a big collision when Amanda was doing her interview, and it's great to see them both back out in the field.
So now Wilkes, just 5 plays in that third quarter. Once they get going, they are hard to stop. 7th play of the drive here. Down 4. Jules, little gap, just puts his head down. Taken down by Carcio in there with a trip. And also Dallas Solomon out of Hazleton, number 8.
What I'd like seeing in here was Aiden Polachek right in there. And Billy Anderson opened that up for Jewell to get in there. Watch that. Boom, right up inside there. 75 and 77 doing a great job in there too. So, again, I like this. The intensity of the game, how close it is. And it sounds so cliche. This is going to come down to whoever has the ball last.
Jewel taken down
Again,
quickly.
Number 4, Jules with the carry.
Taken down by Carnell Kempa Jr.
Boy, we saw big number 77, Mauro Garino, 6'2", 310-pound junior, do a pin and pull. That's a type of, he's pulling, but he's getting depth. And then he showed his speed, his lateral speed, getting out there lead blocking for him.
Last year was a lot of offense, over 1,000 yards combined. Today, there's good offense, but the defenses are playing much better as well. Here comes the blitz from the outside. They get it out. Higgins taken down quickly. He loses the ball, but he was down. It is a first down for Wilkes inside the red zone at the 18.
Rodriguez gets hit on this play. Again, great heads up. Pulls that in. Yeah, the ground calls the fumble, so yeah.
Zach Barber, the senior, with the tackle.
28 Barber on the stop for the Monarchs.
So Wilkes now methodically running down the field, putting a drive together. Down 4, 10 minutes left in this 27th Mayor's Cup to open the season here on Labor Day 2023. Jules trying to get a block.
So patient.
Fights through. And you saw leading the way, Mauro Garino, 310-pound junior coach. And all you got to do is go behind him if you're Jules.
You get lost in that. Look at that. Look, nice job. He gets his hand on his back, says, there you go, big boy, thank you. You know, I mean, we're moving the chains. That's all we have to keep doing.
And the big boy carried him, too.
He did.
Now, Letsom, the senior, comes off again. This time, though, not cramps. He looks like he's holding his arm for Kings, number 0. So he'll be replaced on the line. For the second down play now for Wilkes. 11th play of this drive. Here comes the outside blitz. Jewel up the middle. About a yard short of the first down.
Number 4, Jules.
Bring up third down and 1.
And the defensive end right there crushed that in there. Big number 94 does a nice job shedding a block, squeezing down, and making the tackle. Great job in there by the Monarch defense.
Third down and 2 on the 11 for the Colonels.
One game cannot define a season, but this is a tough game to open with if you lose.
It is, because the talking will be going on all season now between these two teams. But the one caveat to that is, I know when I coached at both of the schools.
Okay, we have injury on the field. Amanda has another special guest, this time from Kings. Amanda.
That's right. Joining me now is Dr. Paul Amore. He's a professor of engineering and business management and the chair of the engineering department. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks to you for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. Father Tom and I talked about your accredited engineering program before. What kinds of opportunities are your students getting?
Students are landing fantastic jobs in major companies such as Boeing, Texas Instruments, ExxonMobil. We have 5 students who currently work at Electric Boat in Connecticut, where they design submarines for the Navy. And we also have students that stay local, work for UGI, PPL, and PennDOT, among others.
What sets your program apart from others?
One of them is the choices. We have so many different options for engineering. We have our 4-year civil and mechanical programs, plus we have collaborative agreements with Notre Dame and Washington University in St. Louis, where students can study aerospace, biomedical, chemical, computer engineering, every flavor of engineering you can think of, we can offer it. Something else, our students work with local corporations to help senior capstone projects to help solve their engineering problems, companies such as Saint-Gobain and Oliphant and Cornell Iron Works and Mountaintop, just to name a few.
Well, it looks like we got a touchdown. We'll go back up to Bob. Bob, you can bring us all the action.
Devin. Devin Higgins, the big catch, gets hit, holds on to the ball, and Wilkes goes down the field and takes back the lead in the Mayor's Cup.
Cool, calm, and collected are the Colonels right now. again, they never pressed the panic button. They just were able to get the ball back and do what they do best, go down the field and score.
12 plays, 80 yards, 6:49 off the clock, and here it is again.
Nice job. Look at that. Lots of time to throw. How he got open, and then again, nice strike, nice touchdown to take that lead.
Okay, Amanda, take it back.
So if a student is interested in Kings in one of these programs, what should they do?
Well, first thing they should do is sign up for our open house, which is going to be Saturday, September 23rd. It's an open house just for engineering, where you can meet alumni, you can meet current students, the faculty, you can tour our new facility, you can do some hands-on lab work, and you can really get an appreciation for what we offer at Kings in terms of engineering and how students at Kings are in good hands when they study engineering at Kings.
Absolutely, and we talked briefly just now about some of these players are your students.
Yes, there's probably 8 members of the football team that I've had in class, 2 of the offensive linemen, Nate and Kenny, and also Dallas Solomon on the defensive side of the ball. I had them all last semester.
Well, I'm sure they're glad to see you out here today supporting all the student athletes.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you so much for all of that information. Bob, Jan, let's head back to you.
Go on.
They're dancing in the streets here.
They are,
Wilkes
baby.
At Kirby Park. 23-20 your score in the Mayor's Cup, a 3-point advantage. Wilkes takes back the lead. This one far from over, 8:11 left in this contest.
Well, Bob, speaking of dancing in the streets, you attended a Phillies game and you saw a couple home runs hit.
Orlando to kick for the Colonels.
Yeah, was that Tuesday? Was it Tuesday? I don't even remember.
Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah.
Wednesday, yeah, the Phillies game. Couple home runs by the Fightins. Since then they lost a couple, so we won't talk about that.
Well.
Then this kick will go out of bounds from Orlando, and Kings will have good field position now. Here comes Russell minus Shaw, having himself a good opening game of his collegiate career. He's 177 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, and on the ground, 99 total yards and a touchdown.
The Colonels have got to start doing a little bit better what I would say a spy on him to try to minimize the damage that he's been doing with his feet. And he's showing that he's got the composure to throw the ball.
Okay, they will re-kick. They want to re-kick instead of taking the ball. So we're going to line everybody back up on special teams on a beautiful afternoon for college football in northeastern Pennsylvania. Large crowd here on hand. Both sides well represented. Kids back in class. And they're up on the hill watching a great football game.
They really are. I mean, as our fans back home watching on their television sets, hopefully people are outside with their TVs watching this great game. I tell you, what a great atmosphere. I think the Mayor's Cup first game, I kind of like it now. I mean, got so used to it being the last game. It's nice to kick off the season this way.
So Orlando will tee it back up to kick it off at the 30. Back to receive again is Jane Haley. And again, it goes almost, does it go out? No. Carey picks it up from his 4. Well, that backfired on Kings.
Number 3,
you could have had the ball at the 25. Instead, now you're going to have your drive inside the 15. Carey thought it was going to go out of bounds. And
well, we know footballs bounce really funny, but that was amazing how he went right down the sideline with that ball.
Again, now here comes Russell minus Shaw back out. What adjustments has Wilkes made now up 3? Let's see on this offense. 55 plays run by Kings, 322 yards overall. How about this? Wilkes, 323 yards overall. Talk about a close game today. Doesn't get any closer than that, except if you're tied, I guess. So Shaw back out. Ball at the 14. Inside screen, yard gain. Carried. Got that pass, but Shaw got hit again.
He's taking his lumps, but again, everything's a quick pass to get out there. 97 and number 41 came up a little limp on that.
Holcomb with the stop for Colonels.
Colonels playing their safeties deep.
They got that cover 2 shell going on.
They'll hand it in, and look out! Haley goes down. A big tackle by the junior Devon James out of Boiling Springs.
Way to come off and stop that. Big gain turned into a loss. Great read by number 2.
Number 2, Jane with the stop.
I believe we have a flag down.
Number 2.
Okay, Kings gets a break there. When James came in, he grabbed the helmet of Haley, and that's a no-no.
No,
and that will give them a first down, and more importantly, put the ball all the way out to the 30-yard line.
First and 10 on the 34, the Monarchs.
You see Shaw taking some time to get a deep breath. Again, when you haven't played a long time in a game, actual game, it's not easy. You're getting hit several times. He's a big kid, but he's taking a beating from that defensive line. 4-man rush from the Colonels coming. Change the play. Plenty of time on the play clock.
He's going to look forward to that ice bath after this game, that's for sure.
Big hole for Robinson. He shoots through for 7.
Number 26, Robinson with
5'9" junior, 662 yards in 2021.
It just said RPO, and again, the Monarchs are exploiting that inside gap scheme that the Colonels defense is allowing. So they haven't had an answer for that to stop it.
Desso on the tackle. More room. Robinson bounces off. 2 tacklers, but he can't get by the others. Adesso in there, along with Washington. Loss on the play, brings up 3rd down.
They just do a nice job pursuing to the ball. What a bounce, though. I thought he was gone, and then there we go. Washington, and it just took care of that.
So a big 3rd down here, 6 minutes to play in the game. Monarchs 4 of 11.
33-yard line for the Colonels.
On 3rd down, and they're shaking it here on the Wilkes sidelines. The whole press box is shaking. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Shaw from behind, taken down for a sack. Lance Freitas, the junior from Liberty.
I believe that might be his first sack of the game.
Number 7, Priestess with the sack.
First sack of the afternoon, and it's a big one for the Colonels. They hold Kings. They will take the ball over after the punt. Up 3.
Number 8, Plato back to punt for the Monarchs. Number 2, Grover to receive for the Colonels.
Low line driver. Picked up and taken forward.
Number 2, Grover on the punt return.
Grover inside Monarch territory, and good field position for Wilkes. Up 3, 4:47 left in the game.
10 on the 48 for the Colonels.
If you're Wilkes now, you just want to work the clock a little bit.
With this high power offense, sometimes working the clock isn't an option because they're such quick strikes. Both teams have their 3 timeouts left.
Rodriguez come out 16 of 23, 216 yards and 2 touchdowns. Had that big one in the second quarter of 80 yards to Jimmy Johnson. And Wilkes trying to keep the cup. Give it to Jules. Jules breaks out. Comes back.
Number 4, Jules with
Up
the carry.
To the 22-yard line, a 23-yard gain for Elijah Jules.
Well, they went split back gun that time, and it was a lead play with the halfback leading up through for Jules, and Jules just bounced it to the outside for a huge gain.
Jules now 18 carries, 99 yards on the day. That was his longest run of the afternoon, 26. And it puts Wilkes into position now at the 22-yard line. Jules again behind his big right guard, Garino, 310 yards.
Then they come back and they go play opposite side. Number 34 does a great job locking up on the outside linebacker. Coming in, allow Jules to get just a short gain.
As well as number 8, Solomon.
That will put Jules over the 100-yard mark.
2nd and 8 on the 20.
And just like Kings dominated most of that third quarter on offense, has been Wilkes in this quarter that has controlled just about everything. This is the 15th play of the quarter. Kings has just run 4 plays for 3 yards here in the 4th. Quick out. Nice catch out there by Justin Moore.
Rodriguez pass.
Nice job. Just a quick hitter. Again, the soft secondary coverage is allowing the receivers to become open like that. Ball was thrown behind it. He made us a great catch. It puts him in 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1. On the 13 for the Colonels.
Well, Kings' only choice here now, you got to hold them to a field goal, and hopefully you get the ball back. They have 3 timeouts left. They give up a touchdown. That's 2 scores. Quick, and it is it is incomplete. Incomplete. Gibson rolled around. He didn't have possession, but that would have been a huge play, but instead stops the clock.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, he lost it.
He did. He lost it on the ground, but still, that ball with the placement of the ball, wow.
That's a big 3rd down play. 4th and 1 now, facing Wilkes. 2:41 in this game. If Kings can hold, they get the ball back. Wilkes gets a 1st down. That could be the game. 4th down, 1 for 1 on the day are the Colonels. Timeout. Do we have a timeout? No, I thought I heard a whistle. Rodriguez through. No, that's Powell. Where's the placement?
Ooh.
Xavier Powell comes in and runs it forward, and he is short. Kings holds. They'll take the ball over.
Wow. Gets it up in there. Great job. Look at the pressure coming in from 0, and we saw that, but right there, number 41.
Hazelton, we called his name a lot this afternoon.
And Letsom was also in there, who we talked about earlier.
Colin Hazelton out of Mid-Valley leading the way with 8 total tackles on the day. None bigger than that one right there. So let's set the scene. 2:37 left. 23-20 the score. Kings has the ball at their own 13-yard line. 3 timeouts remaining for the Monarchs. Russell Minor Shaw, can he lead the game-winning score and this possession? Skylar Fultz, the offensive coordinator / head coach, calling out the plays. They go to the air. 5-man rush. He has time. Out of the backfield, Haley caught it, but he was immediately taken down by James.
Complete to number 23, Haley.
Devon James does a great job and drops him for a short loss. He had plenty of time, and what I like is they're just doing the smart plays. Just let's do easy dump offs. Let's not go force the ball downfield. They don't need to do that right now.
But doesn't that play in what Wilkes wants to do? They just want to work the clock. That is in their favor now.
Well, they also have it in their favor, make it 2nd and 12.
Shaw throws it, completes the pass. He stayed on his feet. Somehow it was caught by Schreiner. It was short of a first, and now we have a couple of Monarchs shaken up. It might be McGlone.
Oh, no. I thought it was 70. It might be Kenny Monaco. It looked like the junior guard got rolled on.
Somehow Shaw stayed on his feet and found a receiver.
That was great. I mean, that was just what strength and intestinal fortitude he has to stand in the pocket, getting hit as he's going down, and still manages a completion.
Now Shaw walks off the field. He's being talked to by one of the trainers over there. Grab some water. Let's see if he comes back out. No, Johnny Gilchrist now will be the quarterback on this 3rd down play.
Well, he got rolled. His knee got, as he was releasing.
Shaw did?
Yeah. He just, it looked like he landed on his knees.
So off the bench for the first-year player. Actually, he's considered a junior, but the Riverside grad comes in with his team down 3 on the most critical 3rd down of this game. And they'll put him to work. And he's going to lay it up. And he well overthrows his intended receiver, Di Gregorio, down there. 5 yards in front of him. It'll bring up 4th down, 1:40 left in the game.
He's out, and he's coming back in. Russell Minor-Shaw is coming back in.
So it will be 4th down and 4. Okay, here you go, Coach. You make the call. Kick or keep it?
Oh, they got to keep the ball. Come on.
You have 3 timeouts left, though. If you kick it, you could. I don't know if you can stop Wilkes. That's the problem, right? So Kings 2 for 2 on the afternoon. The crowd to their feet here.
Press box shaking.
This could be the game. Shaw back in. Here comes the blitz. He gets it out. He has a 1st down and more. To his H-back, Ryan McCombs, the junior, falls forward. Past the 30, and Kings still in business.
Russell Minor-Shaw, I'll tell you what, he does not look like he gets ruffled at all. There's pressure. He steps up, eludes, gets a nice, easy safety pass right there. We always have the check downs, and that's who he went through. He went through his progression, said nope, 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 and he just gets an easy 1st down.
There's always that wisdom about do we go on 4th? Well, this afternoon, Kings is 3 for 3 on 4th downs. Percentage is in your favor.
Absolutely.
Kings down 3. Shaw with time, a lot of time, has nobody, holds it, taken down for a sack again by Lance Pritis.
Number 7, Priestis with the sack.
Priestis, I'll tell you what, he's having a great game. When you want to get a sack, this is a perfect time. Great secondary coverage by the Colonels to allow not one receiver to be even open an iota.
So inexperience, there you see the inexperience from Minor-Shaw on that. He should have probably gotten rid of it. Instead, he held it way too long, and was taken down for a loss of 9 on the play.
Well, that's not what Coach Foltz wants to happen right now. But he's been so good all game. I mean, there's just, and again, Priestis has been the difference at 2 sacks, 2 key sacks during this drive, the 4th quarter.
Did you know that Wilkes alumni has an Instagram account? Search the username Wilkes Alumni to follow and keep up with your alma mater. Also, another reminder, fans are not permitted on the field at any time before, during, or after the game.
Second down. Shaw Has DiGregorio coming back. Didn't see him. He was wide open. Instead has to throw it short. They have not really had a downfield passing game today. But there's a late hit and a flag.
That just is really unnecessary, and that's just, I have to say, a stupid play because you're late in the game. He's throwing the ball. He's out of bounds, right by the sideline. So
looks like Steele has 97 walking back. And again, penalties have hurt Wilkes this afternoon.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 97.
That's the 8th penalty of the game. None more critical than that. It keeps the drive going.
It was a legitimate call. There was just, look, you'll see, he's like, balls away, and then he just keeps driving them instead of releasing. He drove him out of bounds into the ground. That's why the flag came in.
And there's still Skylar full spun. Now he was gonna pull the flag out of the referee's hand. So the ball now to the 37 after the penalty. 1:16 left in the game. Shaw has all kinds of time. He just lays it out for Carey, well out of bounds.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 3, Carey.
Again, he has not been able to throw the ball downfield a lot. He only has 197 yards through the air. Most of that was short passes.
And you'll see right there, there was great coverage downfield by the Colonels. Getting a little bit of pressure on him, but again, he's having all sorts of time to throw the ball. I mean,
Again,
Wilkes is...
These are the changes you'll make from week 1 to week 2. First collegiate start. Here comes the stunt. Shaw again with time. Over the middle and overthrew DiGregorio. Had him at the 50. Third down now.
He kind of just lobbed that ball, I would say, lazily because the way the ball fluttered and it wasn't any sense of purpose being thrown with that ball. Like 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Yeah, I mean, that's a ton of time for a quarterback to be able to sit in the pocket and throw.
.25 of 36 is Minor Shaw, 197 yards. Has taken 2 sacks in the game, but thrown 2 touchdowns. They're 4 for 13 on third downs. And it goes incomplete here and bring up a big 4th down now for Kings.
4th and 10.
The Colonels dialed up a stunt up front. You see defensive tackle, big 9-7 going to the outside. Again, ball just underthrown. Maybe those hits have taken their toll finally on him in the 4th quarter.
Well, when's the last time he threw 37 passes?
Never.
even if you do that in practice, right?
Yeah, it's not the same.
Not the same.
Because you're not getting hit like that.
Yeah. Okay, 4th down. They are perfect today on the afternoon. Timeout on the field called by Jonathan Drock and Wilkes. He wants to set his defense on this 4th down play. Both teams now go to the sidelines, 59 seconds left. Here's what Kings will face the rest of the season. Win or lose, it's the opening day, folks. They'll head on the road next week in Misericordia. There you see then a tough Del Val team. They'll end at Stevenson on the 4th this year.
Well, and FDU, I'll tell you, they've been up and down over the past few years. Albright, same thing. They've been up and down. I don't know anything about Eastern, and Widener always has great athletes down there, where the Pride does. So very tough schedule. And now we have Wilkes.
And Wilkes, again, RPI next week, and they'll pick up their landmark schedule opener with September 30th. So you have 4 non-conference games, and then you'll play the rest of the way. The big game probably October 21st at Susquehanna. That will maybe for the conference title. They'll end the season home right here against Catholic.
I'll tell you that St. John's Fisher, September 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long trip up there, and they are a very good team. You want to talk about high-powered offense, St. John Fisher is one of them.
That is in Rochester, by the way. But we've had a great Mayor's Cup game here. Back and forth they've gone. It's like a heavyweight fight, and it all comes down to 4th down for Kings. Trailing by 3, under a minute in the game. Has time. Escapes. Has a wide open receiver, Schreiner. Picks up a first down and a block. Schreiner into the secondary for the Colonels, and that was all Minor Shaw. He did it himself. He somehow did it a Houdini act, found a wide open receiver, and it's a huge play down to the Colonels, 38.
He is so elusive in there. I think Houdini is a great nickname for him. My gosh, that he's able to get away from all that and still manage to make a completion, and then Schreiner turns that into a big first down gain for them. Wow, what a game.
25-yard play. More importantly, it picks up a first down, and today Kings is 4 for 4 on fourth downs.
With a first-year quarterback.
Lays it up for Carey, has him. Carey comes back and just well overthrown. So he'll have to practice those this week. He's had Carey open a couple times, maybe a little bit too much air underneath the ball.
I think so, yeah. I think the one thing, his advantage is that he does know the offense, but we know Johnny Gilchrist can throw the ball, so they may go to a two-quarterback system also.
Right now, it's in the seniors' hands in the Mayor's Cup game. Has DiGregorio wide open. DiGregorio cuts into the middle. Puts his head down. He's up to the 21.
Minor Shaw's pass is complete to number 22, DiGregorio.
It's amazing that this young man steps in his first collegiate game, and he is just given the time, and he's finding the good receivers, great choices he's making with the check down throws.
Minor Shaw fights it.
Here he is again.
Look at that. There's a lot of time to throw, and he's looking downfield, going through his progressions, and DiGregorio smartly gets himself open, and again, dances down there for, well, it says second down, but I think it should be first, correct?
It should be first.
All right.
No, it says second down. Not sure why.
Yeah.
Oh, he's had a receiver. Yes, Schreiner at the 5. Fighting for yards is E.J. Schreiner, the junior. He's down to the 6-yard line. Timeout Kings. 18 seconds remaining. Oh, my.
Enough for another Monarch first down.
Takes their second charge time out of the half.
So from the 6, wow, 18 seconds left, all the way down the field. The Kings student section feeling it on the other side.
Well, I'll tell you, what a great college game to start. Closest rivalry in the country, and this is just a shot in the arm for the city of Wilkes-Barre to show what type of talent and what type of teams and colleges they have available here in Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, let's remind the viewers, this drive started at their 6-yard line. 13 plays, they've gone 81 yards. They're in field goal range, so they're at least a tie, you would think, with 18 seconds left from the 6.
I don't think Coach Fultz is thinking about a tie at all.
But he has one timeout remaining. Let's see what they draw up. Now, this is where Shaw cannot make a critical mistake. Do they keep it on the ground? Or does Shaw just run? Is this a run for what might be the player of the game for Kings? Shaw, he has room. Over the middle. Touchdown, Kings! Ryan McCombs. It's about respect for the Monarchs. They say, respect us now, Wilkes. They take back the lead. Last year's loss has driven this Kings team all the way through.
Well, that was one of the keys to the game. It was about this rivalry Coach Fultz wanted. He said in his press conference and speaking to him before the game, they've got to feed off of this rivalry, and they really have. They've come to feast in this fourth quarter.
14 plays, 87 yards. McCombs, the touchdown. Russell Miners Shaw, the player of the game in the afternoon. 260 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. On the ground, he's run for 82 yards and a touchdown. It's all been the senior on his first Mayor's Cup start, Coach. Unbelievable drive by Kings. And all they did, I mentioned it, they talked about it's not redemption, it's respect. They wanted respect. Well, I think they get respect now if they pull this one out.
They certainly do, and they've earned it, which is what you can demand it, but it's not going to happen. They have earned it every single inch, every single yard today. And I'm so impressed with their quarterback. I'll tell you what, he's done a tremendous job, first-year guy, stepping in there and just controlling it, but they gave him time to throw.
The PAT is up and through, and with 12 seconds left in this Mayor's Cup game, Kings marches down the field. They lead by 4. What an afternoon for this Kings team. 391 total yards. They won 73 plays. None bigger play than that touchdown right there to Ryan McCombs, the junior halfback. McCombs out of Brick Memorial in New Jersey.
I'm just kind of in shock. I don't know what to say because the way that the Monarchs have just fought this entire game, never gave up, and they just keep going, and now they have the lead. 12 seconds left. Let's see what the Colonels can do.
Number 84,
There's been 3 coaches, head coaches in Kings history. Rich Minello, Jeff Nahr, and Kyler Fultz. You think the other 2 coaches are home rooting on the Monarchs? Absolutely.
It's just in your blood, especially those coaches like Coach Minello, who I was fortunate to coach with, started the program, and he was there for so long.
So the the senior halfback, McCombs, catches the winning pass from Shaw. Taken by Forden. He bounces around. Time ticking. Gets out of bounds at the 45. Chance for one more play.
31 Jordan with the return.
2 seconds left in this 27th annual Mayor's Cup game. And it all comes down to this.
Well, we saw the Colonel special earlier. I wonder what else Coach Drock has up in that playbook.
So Kings went 4 for 4 on 4th downs. Penalties have cost Wilkes this afternoon. They had 8 penalties for 75 yards. But more important, it's when those penalties happened that really kept drives going, especially on the last drive.
That last drive with the roughing the passer, that set up that last and final score for the Monarchs.
Here we go. It all comes down to this. Rodriguez back. Plenty of time. He's going to air it out. Who's down there to catch it? It's knocked down, and the Monarchs defeat the Colonels in the Mayor's Cup game. 27-23.
Rover is incomplete. The final for today's contest is your Colonels 23, Kings College Monarchs 27.
You don't think Kings wanted it? They lost 58-42 on this field 10 months ago. And they come out, and they pull out a minor upset.
Well, Coach Skylar Fultz, congratulations on your first victory, your first Mayor's Cup win, and what a win it was for the Monarchs to come from behind and win this.
Kings takes back the trophy. Wilkes goes back to work next week, headed to RPI. What an afternoon for Russell Miners Shaw. His final numbers, 29 of 43, 260 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. On the ground, 82 total yards and a touchdown. So he's counted for all 4 touchdowns in some way for this Kings College team.
Well, both schools now, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. That's one thing I learned coaching at the college level. It's back to work. Enjoy this tonight, but tomorrow it's film study, weight room, trainers. Get ready for next week.
Well, that will send both teams into the regular season now. What a game this afternoon, Coach.
What I like seeing, though, was, again, I keep talking about Shaw in there as a, you know, 3-year guy that sat there riding the bench, watching the offense, finally gets his day in the sun, and boy, what a day.
Amanda trying to pull out our 2 players of the game.
Well, Shaw's still in the line.
They're still they're trying to pull out Shaw and we think McCombs. Talk about this one before they start giving out hardware.
Oh, here we go. She's all right. She's got them.
So, Amanda, this quarterback played a heck of a game in his first collegiate start, and boy, I bet she's feeling real good this afternoon.
That's right. You're feeling really good. Congratulations on what a win. What was going through your mind on that last drive?
Just trying to score some points. Just trying to get in the end zone. Coach gave us a great play, and we just executed.
How good did that victory feel, and how good did it feel when you caught that last pass?
I'm still in shock. I mean, that's my 2nd career touchdown since being in college. Thanks to him.
What were the keys to success in today's victory?
Just no mistakes, don't turn the ball over, and just score points. That's it.
How would you describe the emotions and the atmosphere on the field? I know it's a tight game, it's a rivalry. Some of you guys, you know the guys on Wilkes, so how would you describe that?
It's a lot of ups and downs, sad, not finishing plays, and then you come back next drive and forget about the last play and just come out and execute. That's it.
Ryan, take me through those highs and lows.
Something goes wrong, we're not expecting it. We just got to have short-term memory. That's all about the sport. Short-term memory, move on to the next play, finish on top.
How important were your fans and the energy from them in today's win?
Amazing, amazing. I love the energy they bring all the time, and I love our fans.
How do you guys plan to celebrate today's win before turning your focus to next week's game?
Celebrate tonight and then get back to work next week.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
An exciting one here tonight in the 27th Mayor's Cup.
Absolutely. Again, Russell Miners Shaw in his first collegiate start. Doesn't get any better than that, Coach. On the opposite side, Wilkes, I'm pretty sure not happy about giving up that long drive. They'll look back at some penalties. They'll look at some missed opportunities. But Wilkes is going to be a very good, tough team in that landmark conference this year.
They are, and they said it, short-term memory. It's over, it's done. We have to correct the things we can correct and control what we can. So
on the field, they're going to give out the hardware. I think the mayor's there. I can't see if that's the mayor, George Brown, or not. So they're going to hand out hardware on both sides, a player of the game from each side. And they'll give then the Mayor's Cup trophy to the team. So Jimmy Johnson gets it for Wilkes. I'm sure it'll be Shaw for Kings. So how about Kings? Can you say any more about the way the Monarchs played this afternoon?
The one thing I want to emphasize is they didn't quit. They didn't stop. And they just kept plugging away. And their quarterback, after hearing him speak, he's a cool, calm, and collected. And he did that as a quarterback today. He kept his composure and his poise back there, and he made things happen.
They'll be partying on that side of town tonight. Monarch fans, look out. Wilkes-Barre will be hopping on one side at least. The other side gets back to work. The Mayor's Cup trophy going to be handed over by Mayor George Brown of Wilkes-Barre to Skylar Fultz, the first-year head coach. What a win by his team here this afternoon, and what a performance by Kings College on this field here on the road. Look at Lensom. Does he want that trophy or what? Does this mean something? It means something, folks.
It really does, and talk about a momentum builder and why they practice they do as hard as they do. This is one of the benefits to have that Mayor's Cup in your football coach's office. It's just like it makes recruiting so much easier.
It's been a long off season, but they raise it high and proud. Congratulations to the Kings College Monarchs, the Mayor's Cup champion for 2023. What a great job by our crew this afternoon off a Friday Night Rivals game, but you couldn't ask for a better afternoon, Coach.
Saturday afternoon game.
Saturday afternoon games. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend, everyone. Our next game here on MyTV will be Friday night. We'll have Friday Night Rivals Southern Columbia taking on Loyal Sock. Will be on the air Friday at 7. For the entire Fox 56 Sports crew, thanks to Wilkes and Kings for sponsoring today's game. Thanks to Amanda. Jan, this is Bob Ide saying so long from Schmidt Stadium in Edwardsville. Woo! What a game, folks.
This is the 27th Annual Mayor's Cup, sponsored by King's College and Wilkes University.